ho. Is it Wednesday night? Hey, look at that score. It's already 4-4, Toronto and Dallas. That's crazy, Hayden. How do we get there? How do we get there so quickly? He's mad at me. We're having some score bug issues, so I figured I'd point it out right off the bat in order to make it as awkward as possible for Drew and for Hayden. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I hope you're ready. We're going to have some fun tonight. This is going to be a really, really good matchup. The Dallas Stars, who've been good for better part of a decade, like really good. So the Leafs have been good. Dallas has been Stanley Cup good. They've been conference finals good. I'm from Toronto. That's why I'm coughing. Can't relate. Not yet, anyway. But I got to tell you, I'm loving where we're at. I'm loving what we're doing. So far, Toronto Maple Leafs feel like a really good squad, and I got to tell you, so do the Dallas Stars. And Hayden's got some stats for you. So let's get into some stats. The Leafs have won the last 6 meetings against the Dallas Stars. Toronto is 11-3-0 against Dallas in the Matthews era. I don't think there's a lot of teams that can say that. For whatever reason, sometimes you have a team's number or sometimes they have yours. I can remember back in the day when the Leafs were ultra bad that Ovechkin used to roll into town and absolutely torch them. Like, they might lose a game or two, or be a 500 team. But when the Capitals came into town, Ovechkin was going to score about 40 goals. And it seems like that's sort of the way it's been in the last, almost 8 years. The Leafs haven't lost on the road to Dallas since January 31st, 2017. Their coach at that time was Mike Babcock. And you want to do something fun? Jan 31st, 2017 Leafs lineup. Let's see if we can find there we go. Dallas Stars, Toronto Maple Leafs box score that night. It was a 6-3 Dallas win. We had goals from Devin Shore, Radek Faksa, Lori Korpakowski. Oh my goodness, I haven't heard that name in a while. Tyler Bozak, Brett Ritchie, Jamie Benn, Nikita Soshnikov, Jason Spezza for the Stars, and Mitchell Marner. Man, let's run through some of these. Let's run through this lineup. Hayden just said, I thought Sosh was going to be a star. You know what? A lot of us did. But Scott Wheeler was right. We made fun of him. But Scott Wheeler's like, ride the wave. We're like, hey, Scott, why are you being so negative? What do you mean you don't believe in him? And Scott was on the money. Tyler Bozak, Connor Brown, Connor Carrick, Jake Gardner, Freddie the Goat, Matt Hunwick, Hun Daddy, Zach Hyman, Nazem Kadri, Leo Komarov, Martin Marincin, Mitch Marner, Matt Martin. Remember the friendship that they had, Mitch Marner, Matt Martin? Austin Matthews, William Nylander, Roman Polak, Nikita Soshnikov, James Van Riemsdyk, Nikita Zaitsev, Freddie Anderson, backed up by Curtis McElhaney. And here's the deal. Curtis McElhaney played the final 48 minutes of that game. I believe that Dallas scored 3 goals within the first 11-ish minutes. So Mike Babcock pulled Freddie Anderson after that, and Curtis McElhaney took the rest of the game. Now let's go. This is again January. If you're just joining, this is the last time the Leafs lost to Dallas in Dallas, January 31st, 2017. Here was the Dallas lineup: Jamie Benn, Jordy Benn, Adam Cracknell, Cody Eakin, Patrick Eaves, who's now a commentator and a pretty good one, Radek Faksa, Dan Hamhuis, Julius Honka. I remember there being like a huge July Twitter fight about Julius Honka one day. Stephen Johns, John Klingberg, Lori Kopakowski, Essa Lindell, Brett Ritchie, Antoine Roussel. Like that's pre-Vancouver Antoine Roussel. Tyler Seguin, Patrick Sharp. Did we say Patrick Sharp already? Oh, I said, and Patrick Eaves too. That's why. Devin Shore, Jason Spezza, and Kari Lettinen started that game, which is pretty bonkers. That how the times change. How the times change. By the way, welcome everybody. I'm so thrilled to have you here. Let me add some more. In the Matthews era, the Stars have a negative 19 goal differential versus Toronto. The Leafs have scored at least 3+ goals in 12 of the last 14 meetings versus Dallas. The Stars hold the best home record in the NHL right now, 13-3-0. The Leafs have the 23rd ranked away record, 5-6-2. And I got to tell you, I find it really, really interesting that the Leafs have such a killer home record this year because I don't think a lot of people have realized the splits. They haven't done that great It's not been awesome. And I at least away, and I think it's time for them to change that. We also have a trade. Is it the Capo trade? Capo Kako? Yes, we do. Hey, there's Cassie dropping 50 SDPN memberships. Thank you so much, Cassie. We love you so much. And by the way, if you get a new membership tonight, check out the VIP. It comes out every Friday morning. And also, give Cassie a bit of a shout out. A little bit of love for our girl, Cassie. Let me see. Connor Dawson, Oil Baron Cassie has arrived. Spider of Dreams, Adam Wylde is epic. Thank you for the super chat. And it's your first one. Welcome. Capo Kako was traded from the New York Rangers for Will Borgen and a couple of drafts. Sorry, Will Borgen is going to the Rangers. Capo Kako is going to the Seattle Kraken. And I think this is one of those deals that Rangers fans are going to be mad about. But given how the New York Rangers have tanked his value, it's not a bad deal. New York needs defense. Seattle doesn't. They're kind of overloaded, so they're trading from a position of strength. And honestly, Seattle needs a forward just like him. They need some more scoring. So Will Borgen, a third and a sixth going to New York. Those are in the 2025 draft. Capo Kako to Seattle. And honestly, Capo Kako is such a wasted era for the Rangers. And obviously, too, there's a little bit of a hiccup in there because of the pandemic. This is a guy who was a second overall pick in 2019, development stunted, and just like Lafreniere, you waited for it to come, and you thought in 22-23 that he was coming along. 40 points in 82 games. Last year he had some injuries, but his points total slipped back down to 19. This year he has about a half a point a game total going right now, 14 points in 30 games. You got to remember, though, the Rangers are a very deep lineup. And I think he's going to get some ice time. Like his average ice time right now is it's 13 minutes and 17 seconds a game. That's no better than a third liner who plays a little fourth liner. It's not great. Coach clearly didn't like him that much. He clearly didn't like the coach. The comments yesterday after he was scratched and then played, and he said, well, I wasn't the worst one, but I was the one sitting. They're saying already that those had nothing to do with this trade. But I think he knew a trade was coming, and I think the Rangers knew a trade was coming too. It's just probably time. Now, you don't want to write a guy off, but Capo Kako is 330 games into his career. So this is something he needs to turn around like now, because you are a 5-year, tenured vet. You've played deep into the playoffs. Let's have a look at his playoff numbers. They're not great. 44 games, 9 points. Not great. He needs to be a big part of whatever Seattle does going forward, and he's going to get the opportunity. Now, Justin Fisher put up a poll in the chat. 220 of you voted. Who's taking it tonight, chat? Leafs or Stars? Leafs is 72%. Stars at 27%. Kind of no shock there. But I do want to say shout out to the Stars fans. Canadian Girl 83 dropping 5 subs in the chat. Thank you, Canadian Girl 83. And Goalie Cody 30 with 5 SDPN memberships. Oh my God. And Logan Berube gifting 50 memberships. Guys, we're already up to 110 members. What? The subs are crazy. The subs are going crazy on a Wednesday. And you know what? I am going to reward you today with a hilarious story. But it's going to have to wait till the first intermission. And then I'm going to need you to vote on it. Hayden doesn't know I'm about to tell this story because Hayden doesn't know this story happened. Justin Fisher, who is running the SDPN chat right now, does not know this story happened. Neither of them know what I'm going to tell you. The only people that know are Jesse and Steve. And it is worth the price of admission. And we're going to need you to vote on something right after I ask you the question, okay? So we're going to wait for the first intermission. I'm going to tell you this story. It's a true story. It happened today. And then I'm going to need your opinion on it. Okay? I'm going to need your opinion because it involves me either doing or not doing something for a good friend of mine that is quite personal. Like, I'm talking real personal. As personal as it gets. But first, we must hockey. And we're about to, looks like the Tavares line is starting it tonight. And I'm looking, and Jason Robertson is starting on his. Now, listen, I will tell you, Jason Robertson's on my fantasy team, but I'm not rooting for him tonight. And also, he's kind of underperformed my fantasy team. We are off to the races. The game has started. So here's what I'll say. I just want to tell you, intermission, I got a story for you. That's all I want to say. It's hilarious. You're going to love it. And it's very personal. Okay? Okay. I'm kind of excited to see this Leafs all-star forward lineup. I'm not sure why Berube is doing this, but Marner, Matthews, Nylander, they're playing together tonight. Why? I don't know. I'm not really sure, to be honest, other than, hey, let's try this out for a couple of games, and if we ever need to use it in the playoffs, well, you guys know how to play with each other. Now, this third line is the line that I, again, am watching today. Not just because Jason Robertson's parents are in the building. They now live in Dallas with, Jason Robertson and Nick Robertson. Jason Robertson and Nick Robertson's parents are in the building tonight. His mom, I believe, is wearing a Leafs jersey and a Stars hat. But the reason that I'm watching that third line, that it's just changing, is they had a really good game against the Sabres. They were a big part of the comeback. And the question is, do the Leafs have a legitimate third line yet? It looked for a couple of weeks there that Nick Robertson might have played himself out of the lineup like for good, because Fraser Minten was playing well. Gurbankin, when he's been up, has been playing well. And Alex Nylander was getting dressed when Robertson wasn't. Like, ugh. But he came back after sitting for a week, set up Max Domi for Max's first goal of the year, and Max really needed it. And they created opportunities all game long. And then Nick Robertson scored too. So, want to see, is this the real deal or was it a fluke? There we go. We got the Marner, Matthews, Nylander line out there. Hayden, just send the super chats through via text if you can, buddy. I will get to your super chats. I missed one last game. Try to get to all of them. If I miss, I apologize. You can always let the chat moderators know, because obviously, if you are going to go to the effort to super chat us, we want to go to the effort to make sure we get back to you. So apologies if I do miss, but don't you worry. Don't you worry. Okay, wow. Cassie just gifted another 10 membership. Rachel Bishop, Adam, I don't know how I can hockey after that tease. Oh, get ready. This story is a monster. It's so good. It's so good. You're going to love it. David Kampf back in the lineup, which is kind of cool to see him out there. Leafs could, what the hell, they could use another center. He's out there with Lorentz and Reeves. And I think that when it comes to, and I'm just looking up Ryan Reeves here. When it comes to Ryan Reeves, ooh, right to the net there. Yeah, the Leafs do a good job protecting. Ryan Reeves has been in the Dallas kitchen many, many times in his years in St. Louis and Vegas. This is a team, and actually the 1 year too with the Wild. This is a team that probably doesn't like Ryan Reeves that much. And so, and Berube, being the former St. Louis Blues head coach, probably knows that and is probably enjoying putting him out there. Good to see David Kampf back. Okay, I got my super chats in. All right, here we go. From Ev, what's not 12 inches but smells like a foot? Gripper Nation, let's go, boys. Grip it up. Feet. How? LOL. How long can I make this? Holy F. Cassie, it's a gifted membership party. Yes, it is, Cassie. Wow. And then we've got Zachary, STP ad-free VIP member for 9 months. Hi, Zach. It's nice to see you, buddy. Pierre-Luc Dubois is saying that Pierre-Luc Dubois, not the real Pierre-Luc Dubois. Pierre-Luc Dubois in the chat is saying that people are underrating Will Borgen. Yeah, I think he's actually not bad, although a lot of people are giving today's trade win to Seattle. Remember, Kako's got a ton of talent that he hasn't fully made good on, and I think we're going to have to see what he's able to do in Seattle in a different system. And I think Seattle was getting I think they were getting a little stale. I think it was time for them to make a trade. I respect it. Just got a text here from Justin Fisher. It looks like Pierre-Olivier Joseph is going back from St. Louis to the Penguins. That's a really oddly worded sentence, Elliot Friedman. So back from St. Louis to the Penguins. That's too bad that P.O. Joseph is getting traded because his brother is on the St. Louis Blues. And I think he probably was enjoying playing with him. But the Penguins making other trades. Good for the Penguins. I don't have time to break that one down, but I would assume, like with the Penguins, there's not a whole lot they can do with some of the salaries they have. So they got to try to find some sort of value somewhere and maybe somebody who can play a little defense. Matt Grzelcyk is driving them nuts, but damn, he's good on the power play. Power play god, Matt Grzelcyk, like we all thought. So a couple trades tonight. Roster freeze happens in a few days. So I would imagine for the holidays, I would imagine that there's some teams that just want to get a little business done before they can't. And they have to spend all Christmas Day with their families thinking about the trades that they haven't made. 16:06 left in the first period, by the way, guys. Doug Lee fan wants to know who is Peter Puck. Doug. I have not looked it up. By the way, I had a Lara bar before this, just because I didn't get the chance to eat much dinner, and I can't get it out of my throat. I was not expecting it to just linger like that. There you go. Logan's Life. I wish my name was Kako. It's with two Ks. 2 Ks. Yeah, I think Seattle's going to be a good fit for him. We'll see what they do. Listen, Ron Francis is low-key a little on the hot seat here. Oh, Ryan Reeves just smashed the puck down to his zone. Joseph Woll out of the net. If you're a goaltender, grab the puck, skate backwards, make a good pass to your defenseman. It's got to be kind of wild for David Kampf to be out there after missing like nearly a month. This guy was like Mr. Iron Man until he got scratched last year by Sheldon Keefe. Doesn't get hurt very often, is in incredible shape. Like one of those guys that just comes to camp completely jacked. Yeah, I bet that was sort of a new thing for him to be sitting out looking on. It's nice for the Leafs to get some fresh blood in the lineup, but I also think it's part of the reason they've struggled to score. You add that much new... Here we go. William Nylander. Oh! Good little stop by Otter there. I think Nylander was going 5-hole. Oh! Uh-oh, Matthews. Oh, that was terrible. Okay. All right, well, that was bad defensive coverage by the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is, I hate to say it, vintage Toronto Maple Leafs. This is vintage. Watch this play. And this is why Babs would have never put these guys together. I think Sheldon rarely put these guys together. Good little shot by Nylander here, but zero defensive coverage. What happens here? Well, Jake McCabe thinks that Austin Matthews is going to get it. Sam Steele grabs it, scores. And there's no way that Sam Steele should have that kind of time. That is Matthews and McCabe sort of looking at each other like, who's going to get it? Wasn't great. It's not great from either of them. What are you going to do? Shit happens. Talk out there. Communicate, boys. Dallas Stars are 8-0-0 when scoring first at home this season. They have a killer record at home, so the Leafs got to be aware of that. Robert Bett, do you think the Leafs trade for Mason McTavish, or is that stupid rumors? I think that was a Leafs Nation article on why they should trade for him. I don't think there was any rumor that they would trade for Mason McTavish. Listen, he's a valuable player, and I'm sure the article does a great job breaking it down, but it's one of those articles where it's like, if he is available, they should call him, and here are the reasons why. And so I wouldn't even call that a rumor. But if they got him, I'd be happy. Joe, Tony Hand would have played better, made a better defensive play. Yes, Joe, he probably would have. But we wouldn't know that, would we, Joe? Because nobody ever talks about anything other than that one time he was at camp. Here comes Domi. Here we go. Scores! Mother effing Max Domi, baby. That is how you come back. Less than a minute later, that third line that we're all like, is this the third line of the future? They make it happen again. Nick Robertson does a great job distracting Dallas's defense. Max Domi gets his second in 2 games, and it's all speed here. Nice little turnover from Smith Domi drives and he shoots, and you just, wow, what a shot. And I don't think anybody's more excited that a goal goes in than Nick Robertson and Max Domi. They are just jacked. Oh, yeah. And see, here's the thing. They all think Domi is going to pass because he's always a pass-first guy. They all think they're going to bank it in off of Domi or bank it in off of Robertson. Domi just shoots. Just a killer goal. Logan Berube gifting 10 subs. Thank you, Logan Berube. That was maximum Domi. That was fantastic. That's fantastic. Good for him. And by the way, I know Max went on like a 17-game scoreless drought, but he was actually low-key on fire early in the season. He had like 6 assists in the first 6 games. Then in the second Montreal game, Alex Newhook caught him in the middle of the ice, and he was never the same like that afterwards. And so if you're judging Max Domi's performance, I think you got to take some of those games out or at least grade them on a curve because the guy's injured and he shouldn't have been playing. And he said that. He said that in an interview. He's like, yeah, I probably pushed through when I shouldn't have. That was vintage. I love this Max Domi. And this is the depth scoring that they need, folks. They need this. Super chat on my phone. Oh, Cassie gifted another 20 subs. Guys, what's happening here? What's happening here? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's have a look at my phone because it has not shown up on my computer yet. And JPix94, Gripper Nation, are you not entertained? Raise your feet. Raise them. Get them up there. Feet in the air like you just don't care. But you do because you're Gripper Nation. Oh my goodness, look at all the subs. Maximum Domi on the board, baby. Cassie Clan, by the way. Shouting out Cassie. We love you, Cassie. Damn, Cassie. You could have been anywhere in the world right now, but you're all here with us, and we really appreciate you. Sunken Train says, happy holidays, everyone. Yeah, happy holidays, everyone. I have to be honest, Steve and Jesse and I, along with Mad Dog, have done I think it's probably 10 hours of recording or more over the last 2 days. Over the last 3, it's probably more like 14, just because we're getting our holiday episodes ready to go. And they're great, by the way. I'm actually really excited for you to see them. And I'm pooped. I'm tired. But I'm sitting here tonight, and I'm looking at all these come in, and I just hope you know how overwhelmed I am and how grateful I am for you guys doing this, for dropping subs, for letting people try out VIP. I just hope you guys know. Cassie, you know I love you. Canadian Girl 83, you know I love you. Logan Berube, you know I love you. And everybody else that has dropped subs tonight, thank you so much. If you're super chatting, thank you so much. It is a real pleasure to be able to hang out with you like this. And I know it's a little early to get soft on you, but damn. It's pretty cool. So I appreciate it. Tyler Durden, Gripper Nation will never be defeated. You know, like feet. Leafs win the face-off. Marner, Matthews, Nylander hoping to have a better shift than last time. Man, that Matthews McCabe thing, that doesn't happen twice this year. Oh, boy, that was a bad giveaway. Holy moly. Okay, maybe not this line, huh? Maybe this line, maybe it's just too much talent. That's icing. Nylander missed the pass in the air. Steeson Schiller, raise your feet and stomp your hands. Robert Bet, maybe Max and Robertson needed each other the way the Roberts, and maybe that was Robertson's problem all along. I think the problem for Robertson is that, yeah, he's had a bazillion different centers. There hasn't been a lot of rush opportunities, and Max Domi's going to provide some of that. And also, he needs a skill center, man. The guy's not like Nick Robertson is a very, very good hockey player. He's not driving the line on his own the way a guy like Marner would, or the way that guy like Nylander would. It's hard to drive a line on the wing. You have to be very talented, which is why centers make more money. And so if you're a winger who can do it, you're like a unicorn. So he needs somebody to help him drive some plays. And I sure like the returns after, 3.5 periods together? I'm in. Cassie, chat is in the holiday spirit. You're damn right, Cassie. You're damn right. We love you, Cassie. Gripper Nation is the only holiday I trust. Are we a holiday? Big shot by Labushkin on Joseph Wall. Boosh! By the way, when you think about, I just want to bring something up here. A lot of people ignored this, but I feel like it's really important. Our good friend Brad Treliving took a lot of crap last year for some of the signings he made, and rightfully so. Like the John Klingberg one, less than ideal. He tried to go after Matt Dumba. That would have been less than ideal too. But it was the first few weeks on the job, and sometimes the best moves are the ones you don't make, and also the ones you get out from under. I want to remind everybody what Oliver Ekman-Larsson signed for this year. Okay? Oliver Ekman-Larsson, who everybody in the Toronto Maple Leafs, or every Leaf fan is like, yep, I like this guy. Oliver Ekman-Larsson makes $3.5 million. He just won the Cup. Christopher Tanev makes $4.5 million. Ilya Lyubushkin signed in Dallas for $3.25 million. And I know Tanev's contract was long and it brought the AAV down, but let's talk a little bit about Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He signed for 4 years, 3.5. Lyubushkin signed for 3 years, 3.25. No disrespect to Lyubushkin, who I've liked in Toronto every time that he's been here, but I feel pretty good about that value. Don't you? Like, wow. I feel good about that. I feel like so Hayden just said, what's better value, Lyubushkin in Dallas or the $3.985 million that they're paying Edmondson in LA? I haven't seen a lot of LA games this year, to be honest with you. And I liked Edmondson, but I think I would take Lyubushkin 10 times out of 10 at that number versus Edmondson at that number. Oh, that's a bad hit. Pacioretty's going to the box. There could be a fight. Oh, boy. That feels like a boarding call. Oh, no, it's not going to be a penalty for Pacioretty. What's the penalty for? I thought, okay, from the corner of my eye, so it was... Okay, I want to see a replay of this, but Toronto's going on the power play. This is not how I thought this was going to go. So he's got the puck. Oh, no, this is a clean hit. It's a monster hit. Oh, and his helmet comes off. Oh, God. That's a monster. And then Hintz comes after him, slashes him. Good play by Pacioretty, baby. That's how you draw. That's a veteran penalty draw. You hit my guy, so I'm mad at you, so I'm going to slash you. See, I didn't see the original. From what I saw from the original hit, it was like the corner of the screen. I was like, he hit him from behind. That was clean as hell, man. That was great. Wow, that's awesome. All right, now let's hope the Leafs line, which is also their number one line and their power play line, I hope that they do better than they did together at 5-on-5, because it was not great. Robert Betts says, yeah, but Boosh is cool to say. It is fun to have a defenseman named Boosh. But, Boosh, every time he's come to Toronto, he's pumped up his value and signed a ridiculous contract in the Southern United States. The last time was with Anaheim. And he disappeared for a couple years because they stunk. And I have to tell you, I got to tell you, I'm happy for him, but no, it's too much. 1 minute left on the power play. Dallas out shooting the Leafs 7-3. Leafs out kicking their ass 1-0 though in hits. This first power play unit is just a fart though. Holy moly. Yeah, Hayden, Minnesota Wild fan Hayden Matheson, producer Hayden just said, "Can we please get Nyes back on the first power play unit?" So, are we turning Hayden into a Leafs fan, guys? Are you going to abandon Kaprizov like that, Hayden? Also, I just want to say he's absolutely right. Nyes should be on the first power play unit. Just throwing that out there. Ryan Mealy. Subwoofer guy here. Subwoofer guy's here. Ryan, finally getting off my wallet. Still waiting for the payback for Ben on that Matthews cross-check a while back. Merry Christmas. Ryan, the Subwoofer guy, joins us in the chat. Welcome. You're watching the worst power play I've seen of the Leafs all year, and they've had some doozies. That power play is something to keep an eye on. They gotta sharpen that bad boy up. That was, you're playing Dallas, man. What are we doing here? It looks like there's a bit of a fight happening, and Sportsnet is avoiding it because I don't know. Let's get on it, boys and girls. Brett Bainbridge says, hey, I like Hayden. He can have more than one team. Well, Hayden did say he also followed up his comment about Nyes with Kaprizov for Hart. And it's kind of hard to argue Kaprizov for Hart. I think maybe Kucherov could be in there. Let's have a look at the NHL's leading scores. I like to look at this at least once a week just to have an idea because it does change a lot, especially early on in the season before no one's run away with it. So here's Kaprizov has 47 points. Kucherov has 47 points. McKinnon's got 50. Draisaitl's got 47. Mikko Rantanen's got 47. Wow. McDavid 44, Nietzsche's 44, Eichel 42, Jesper Bratt 42, and Mitch Marner 41. So here's what I would argue. Nathan McKinnon and Mikko Rantanen, they cancel each other out because they have each other, right? Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, they cancel each other out because they have each other. That's 4 guys in the top 10. Kucherov is the lone Lightning player. Kaprizov is the lone Wild player. Necas, the lone Carolina Hurricane. Bratt, Eichel, Marner, they're all singles for their teams, but they're not quite up to where we're at with Kaprizov. And what I would say, too, and this is just me chatting with you, Kirill Kaprizov is like at least 10 points up on the next guy on his team. He's like killer. And I don't think, no disrespect to Marty Necas, but I don't think that the Carolina Hurricanes are bad without Marty Necas. I don't think the Wild are bad without Kirill Kaprizov. But both of those teams might be wild card teams, maybe. They'd be on the fringe. And I look at Kaprizov and I think, but he's more important to his team. And that's how we judge an MVP. I wish the NHL had just had an award for it. He's the best. That one. That guy. But the way the Hart is, it's best and like most valuable to their team. And so Kaprizov, I think, has been the most valuable player to his team in the NHL so far this year. I know there's the Jack Eichel argument out there. I know Sabres fans love that. But I would give it to Kirill the thrill, at least right now. Steven Schiller, Nyes is a Minnesota Golden Gopher. Oh, no kidding. He lost, and he hates Amalie Arena, right? Because he lost the Frozen Four there. I think that was the story. Every time he goes there, he thinks about how he lost there, and he wants to have a big night. And he does. He plays well against the Lightning. Whatever it takes to get you motivated, man. Whatever it takes. I got to text Steve and Jesse. I can't believe Subwoofer guys here. This is so great. What do we got here? JPix94. The more I watch Patches play, the more I realize he watched Corey Perry and the Oilers all last year and thought to himself, yeah, I can do that. I talked to Alan a little bit about it on the podcast an episode or two ago. And, what was interesting about, what he said is like people don't realize how smart Max is. A lot of players, when they get to Max's age, can't change their stripes. Because they feel like, well, I've played this way my whole life, and this is all I know how to do, and it's all I want to do. Whereas Max is like, you don't even have to talk. According to Alan, you don't have to talk to him. He just goes, he looks at the roster, he looks at training camp, how guys are playing, and he goes, here's what this team needs, and I'm going to be that. And he decided, I guess, at training camp this year that the team needed a big, bad power forward to go along with Nyes and a little bit of like McMahon. And he was right. We needed that. And look at what he's come in and done. He's crunching guys, man. He's killing them. It's awesome. And he did it cleanly. Emmy says that was a great Agent Provocateur. Well, thank you, Emmy. We have a new Agent Provocateur coming out tomorrow. Robert Bet, I wonder if DeBoer and Tanev will have a beer after the game. Likely not. I know Patches was playing under DeBoer as well. In Vegas, people forget. 7-11 left in the first period. Oliver Ekman-Larsson down and in. Matthew Nyes behind the net. The Leafs are going to change. Trying to cause a turnover here. Nice with a huge hit on Dodonov. And that the puck is just Dallas has just been cycling in their own zone, trying to get the puck out, and then a really not great giveaway there. Thankfully, Dallas was changing. That's what you don't want to do. I didn't see who it was, but the Leafs kind of just gave that puck away. Hockey is a game of mistakes, though. Lest we criticize the greatest athletes in the sport. Oh, wow. Lee's fourth line's out there, and I have to say they've looked really, really good the last few games. Now, I am not a Ryan Reeves disliker. I like what he brings to the lineup. I don't think he's an everyday guy, and I think that's okay. Like, how many 38-year-olds are an everyday guy in the NHL? Not many. And Pacioretty almost had one there. That's nuts. Great pass by Nyes. Great pass. But what I would say is when he is in the lineup, he does bring some, bring some, He hasn't fought anybody. I get it. Whatever. But the fourth line for the Leafs has looked really, really strong this year. And now that we've got Reeves and Kampf back, I wonder how that changes things. Because Lorentz and Dewar looked really strong last game. Really, really strong together. And they've looked strong for a few games now. Hope they get back in. Sean Page is upset that only 176 people have liked this video. And Sean Page, I don't know if you guys know Sean. Sean's here every night. Just because I know there's the Gripper Nation. I know you guys are all here. You're always coming in. And Sean does not like when you don't like. He said 592 people. And there's only 179 likes. Chat, we need some likes. It helps the algorithm. The rhythm of the algor. All right? Also, Cassie, yes, you can go to bed. Cassie wakes up early because Cassie is a smart person who has to work early. And Cassie, we do appreciate you being here, though. And we love you. You know that. Robert Malloy, clicking like is cool. You heard it here first. See, if Robert's saying it, and Robert is a true Gen Z, then you must take him seriously. .534 left in the first period. Both teams changing. Riley Ekman-Larsson out there. Nice to see them back together. It's nice. You know what? It's so nice for Morgan Riley to have competent defense partner. Hey, Cassie, enjoy your sleep. We love you. Hey, everybody, if you are a VIP, a new VIP, consider re-upping your subscription. Oh, I think Steve is coming to the chat. I think he might be joining us. Potentially. Brock Besser, Adams Nuck streams versus Adams Leaf streams. Well, listen, Brock Besser, I will be doing the Western Conference come the playoffs. So assuming you're Vancouver Canucks, keep it rolling. Might just be doing those games. The Minnesota Wild Series. Yeah, you know what, Hayden? Maybe I will do the Minnesota Wild Series. I'm not sure how many. I'm going to pick at least one series, but I think in the opening round, because it's only most of these rounds, like they last about a couple weeks, right? It might make sense to double up and do as many games as I possibly can. Steve Dangle, I think, is coming. Where is he? Is he here? Did he make it? Did he make it? Is he here? No, not yet. Wait, is he here? The chat wants you to make an appearance. This is me texting Steve. I think Steve wants to meet Subwoofer Guy. He is not here yet. Okay, sorry, guys. Maybe he's putting the kids down. Was there another trade? Hayden, can we check on that? Yeah, so Pierre-Olivier Joseph from St. Louis to... Penguins get Pierre-Olivier Joseph from St. Louis for future considerations. I think that's the only one. We did mention that. And then we had mentioned the Kako trade too. Okay, nothing for CJ since. So, also, I do want to throw out there that freaking Kako was traded literally the second we uploaded the podcast tonight. It just doesn't end. It started with Thomas Vanek being moved by the Sabres like more than a decade ago. And all the trades happened directly after we post. So, Cassie says, okay, everyone, keep the goal summoning circle warm for me. No penguin slander while I'm gone, Adam. Love you, Cassie. Have a good sleep. Thank you for joining us. And don't forget, by the way, Steve Dangle is going to be streaming on Friday and Saturday this week, and I will be streaming next Monday versus Winnipeg. So Steve's got, I don't know who the Friday games again, because I always forget, but I know it's the Islanders Saturday and then the Jets on Monday. So this game and the next 3 before Christmas, all streamed by SDPN. Robert Bet, I love your show, slow-mo, or unless at the game you get that small. I love the slow-mo, unless you're at the game. The players do break up plays or that's what makes them the best in the world. Robert, I don't know exactly what that was trying to say because I believe you typed it in haste. I think Connor Timmins is getting a penalty, by the way. What happened here? Oh, he fired it out. Oh, my God. That sucks. Hayden asks, who finishes with more penalties this year, Timmins or Benoit? That is a question I don't want to know the answer to, but I'm going to look it up anyway. Maple Leafs website is down. Let's go to HockeyDB. Let's go to Maple Leafs. Here, NHL.com. For goodness sakes. You know what, Hayden? I can't even look up the stats at the moment. Pull it up if you don't mind. I'd love to know what you think. I think it's going to be Simon Benoit. I think he's a quick whistle with the rest right now. Steve was mentioning that. Oh, there's David Kampf out there killing penalties like David Kampf does, this time with Matthew Nyes. Oh, boy, that was some scary playing there. 1:27 left in the first period. In this power play in the first period. Here's what I don't need. I don't need Timmins or Benoit. I don't need them taking penalties, man. I don't need it. By the way, just 3 minutes and 51 seconds till the period ends, and I tell you the story of a lifetime. It's not a long story, but you are going to love this story. You're going to love this story. You're going to love it. R. Hruska, chat, do I need an edible for this game? I don't know, chat. Tell him. Does he need an edible? What did Mike say? Oh, hi, Mike. Went on a cruise with the family last week and found an SDPN fan from Toronto. Yes. He had a working VPN, and we watched the Ducks game on his phone. Small world. Was it Saley? Did he use our discount? Remember, it's Dangle. Saley, SAILY.com. They didn't pay us for that ad spot, but I will tell you, I've used it, and it works great. Leafs penalty minute leaders on the screen right now. It's Reeves, Domi, and McCabe? Oh, no. We've also got Ekman Larson. Yeah, so Simon Benoit, I think, is going to lead the team in penalties ultimately this year because I think the refs are like, yeah, he's the sixth defenseman, so it's going to be him. OEL took a lot of weird ones early on in the year. I think the Leafs, on the whole, take way too many hooking and tripping and hugging and those kind of penalties. It's just too much. They got to clean it up. Canadian Girl 83, I missed the Domi goal. That's what happens when you take the dog out. True. And it's a damn good goal, Canadian Girl 83. Let me tell you, you're going to love that goal. Oh, here you go. Here we go. We got a broken stick. Lorentz and Nyes, who are pretty tall and actually fleet of foot, off to the races, trying to kill the remainder of this Dallas power play. And it's important to note that Dallas is outshooting the Leafs 11-4 right now. It's felt more even than that, but I'll be honest with you. It's not my favorite stat right now. I would like for that to even up. I'd like to know what the scoring chances are after the first period, too. Canadian Girl 83 gifted 5 STPN memberships. Remember, stick around for the intermission. for a great story because I've got a good one for you. And I need to know if this is a choose your own adventure. You're going to vote on what I need to do next because a request was made of me that I have never had made of me before. And I want to know what you would do. Oh, good save. Okay, Pacioretty's out there with Tavares and Nylander. Interesting. It looks like Berube's already blended the lines a little bit here. I didn't love the Matthews-Marner thing with Nylander. Toronto just took another freaking penalty. Robert Bett says, Adam, I meant watching TV, you don't see the little things that make or break plays. That's so true. When you're at the game, the amount of detail that you realize that you miss, it's like, and you just wish there could be some sort of like immersive experience that's a little bit deeper. I know they've tried some things, like watch the game from any angle. It's like nobody really wants to do that. That's a lot of work. One day I would love for them to take like an Oculus and then put a camera in the crowd, and then you in it from a cool vantage point, and then you pay a little charge and you get to Oculus from that vantage point. And then when the play goes down to the other end, it's like you're sitting in the crowd from the other end, you know? Wouldn't that be cool? Oh, Steve Dangle dropping 5 subs. Oh, Mr. Rich Guy. Mr. Big Time. Leafs killing another penalty. Nothing like killing back-to-back penalties. And you know, no team likes taking them like the Leafs. I bet they lead the league in back-to-back penalties. I don't even know how you check that, but the Leafs are so good at it. They're so very good. If you're a Dallas Stars fan, just welcome. You're going to get penalties in bunches tonight because the Leafs are, for whatever reason, taking too many of them this year. The fact that it's Timmins twice, too, like the fact that Timmins is in the box again, like, what are we doing? Steve says, hey, subwoofer guy, bang, 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 bang. Steve using some of that Major League Hockey money to drop some subs and some super chats. Big money Steven over here. Steve Bray says, did Steve Dangle drop his subs from his helicopter? Probably. 107 left in the first. Almost actually. Okay, now right now, minute left in the first, minute 2 left in the power play. So assuming the Leafs are able to kill this, Dallas will start next period with a 2-second power play. We'll see what they can do with it. Steve, why is Timmins in the box again? Bang, 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 bang. I hope our good friend subwoofer guy Ryan is seeing this. 6:43. By the way, throw us a like if you can. Otherwise, Sean Page in our chat is going to get very mad at you. He knows which of you have liked the video and which of you are not. How does he know? Well, I can't tell you that, but Sean is going to get upset. Like the video, or Sean yells at you. He will talk in all caps. Here comes Mitch Marner, 2-on-1, and it's broken up, and now we got a 2-on-1 going the other way because Matthews overcommitted, but Morgan Rielly breaks it up. There is 5 seconds to go in the first period. Marner along the half wall, trying to break up the play. There is 1 second to go, and there is a last-minute shot, and the Leafs are able to kill off back-to-back Connor Timmins boneheaded penalties. Let's be honest, neither of them were that great. All right. Who has stuck around for story time? Who's ready for story time? I told you there was going to be a good story, and I told you that there's going to be a poll after this story. Justin is going to put up a poll. Justin doesn't even know what the poll is. Justin has no idea what I'm about to tell you, neither does Hayden. Steve's here, though. He knows. So here's what we're going to do. Amin F. Sorry, Sean. Liking now. Thank you, Amin. Steve. The Rangers had a closed-door players-only meeting and talked mad-ish about you. Bang, 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 bang. All right, story time, okay? So here's the story. So today, we had the SDPN Christmas party, which was lovely. Jesse and our VP of sales, Christina, put it on. And it's nice because we don't get a lot of chance to actually hang out as a group. As much as we tweet back and forth, you got Drew and CJ and Julian, whatever. Julian lives in another city. Producer Nick has a full other job at Sportsnet. What else we got? We got, Drew lives in Brampton, so he doesn't come down to Toronto all that much. Who can blame him? The traffic's terrible. Jesse, Steve, and I hang out with Justin a lot in the office, hang out with Christina a lot in the office, but we don't get to see Tim Haraney a lot. Chris Johnson's always on the road. So it's nice to have everybody together. Chris couldn't make it. He was very sick. And so Steve goes and has a really fun time. And I'm having a really fun time. We make some speeches, and Jesse makes a speech. All very nice. Successful year. Thumbs up, everybody. And then it is time to do the show. And a thing that you maybe don't know about my good friend Steve is that when he's got to go, he's got to go. But it's not going to happen quickly. And yes, I'm talking about that kind of going. And so, this is what used to happen when we were in our early 20s and we'd go up to our buddy's cottage. We'd all roll up to Steve's house on time. And he'd be like, great, I'm so glad you guys are here. Hang on. I must use the toilet. And we'd sit outside in my friend's minivan. I think it was, is it a Chrysler or a Ford? Yeah, anyway, one of those old green minivans. You know what I mean? And we'd sit there and we'd wait. And 20 minutes later, Steve would emerge. And we would be like, you couldn't have gone 20 minutes before we got here? Nope, didn't have to go then. So we're running a little bit late. Christmas party went a little too long. And Jesse and Maddie and I are waiting in the studio. And, Steve comes up and goes, I have to go to the bathroom. And we're like, oh, okay. So he goes, this building has a top floor, a middle floor, and a bottom floor. He goes to the bottom floor. If you're going to use the bathroom here, it's best to use the basement. Nobody's working down there full time. It's good. So Steve goes down and he uses the bathroom. And I'm doing some last minute prep, and Jesse's fiddling with lights and Maddie's doing camera stuff, whatever. No big deal. We don't think too much about it. But we are running late, and I've got a show with Alan to record. So we got a hard out. Steve comes back upstairs and he kind of yells down the hall. So where I am, this is one of our studios. There is a studio there at the front of the building. And then behind me, a few doors down, at the back of the building, is the SDP sports desk style studio that you guys are used to watching us on. And Julian and Chris and Alan and I and Tim and I, we all do the shows there when we're together. And so Steve comes up and sheepishly yells from the other side of the building. Remember, we're at the back, stairs are at the front. Hey guys, where's the plunger? And Jesse's like, well, it's up here. And Steve goes, oh, okay, where? And Jesse's like, well, there's two bathrooms up here. The bathroom that's closest to the studio. And Steve goes, oh, okay. You got to give me a few more minutes. And I said, Steve, I have a hard out at 3:30. We're running real late here, and I cannot be late for Alan Walsh because Alan Walsh is someone you're not late for. Alan Walsh thinks, and this is what Alan Walsh tells all his players, if you are 15 minutes early, you're late. That's Alan. So Steve goes, okay, I'll deal with it after. And he comes into the studio and he sits down and we do the show. And the show's fun. It's great. You should check it out. It's up right now. Talk about the Rangers, talk about the Sabres, talk about the Islanders. There's some really good press conference stuff. Hayden actually put together something really cool that the all draftees teams for Ottawa, Toronto, and Montreal. Like if Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa made 0 trades and only had players that they drafted who are still currently playing in the NHL, what would their teams look like? And I have to be honest, Montreal and Ottawa look pretty good. Toronto looks okay. I like what Toronto's done with their trades, though. And so, show goes well. It goes great. And so we wrap it up and have to go our separate ways. I come in here because I'm recording Agent Provocateur in here. And Steve and Maddie and Jesse are talking. And I start the show with Alan. And Glenn Healy is joining us. And so we're talking. And I see Steve walking out. And he's washed his dishes and, because he brought his lunch and whatever. And he he's very quiet as he leaves, and that's great. And I got a text message at, I'm going to look at this here. 4:40. And Steve said, "Are you guys still recording?" And Jesse goes, "Yes." And Steve goes, "Do you guys remember the time I clogged the toilet?" And Jesse says at 4:41, "Did you unclog it before you left?" And Steve says, "I did not." And Christina, our VP of sales, reminded me of that. He said, I'm not going to read this whole text because it's a little too descriptive. He said, "It's not full or anything. It just needs to be unclogged, and I'm embarrassed." And I said, "Which bathroom is it?" And he goes, "The one on the left, downstairs," because there's two back to back. And he then sort of suggests, could we maybe unclog it for him? And I then texted him, and I have his full permission. I said, "Am I allowed to talk about this on the stream tonight?" And he said, "That is the price I have to pay." And Jesse goes, "Well, this is certainly something that happened. I would vote that you leave the toilet for Steve to unclog himself on Friday." And I said, "Why don't we make it a poll? Why don't we make it a vote?" Because Jesse's already said, "I'm not doing this." He didn't even need to say, "I'm not doing this." He just said, "That's how I'd vote, because I'm not doing it." And Steve says, "I'm okay with that as long as the basement doesn't stink." And so here is what I put to you. And remember that this isn't like my house. This is my place of business. This is a company that I run with these two guys, very professional as we are. And this is our building. This is our space. Do I, Adam Wylde, last guy here tonight, unclog the toilet for Steve Dangle, who forgot to unclog the toilet on the way out? Do I go down there after this game's over with the toilet plunger, which is in the bathroom over here, and unclog that toilet? Or do I let it sit for 48 hours until Steve is back on Friday for our Friday recording session and let him do it then? That is the poll, Justin, I need you to put up. That is the question we have. So that is the poll. And so, Justin, I don't know if there's a way to extend the time on it, but this is a really important question. This is a question of not just business, but this is a question of friendship. You got to be good friends to unclog a toilet for someone else. That's their thing, right? And we are on that level. Make no mistake. But I, along with Jesse and Steve, am deferring to you. So you, who are a part of Gripper Nation, imagine you're me. You are the co-leader of a company. You are trying to set a good example for employees. You are also really good friends with your business partners. And you want to do right by everybody. But unclogging someone else's mess, it's not ideal, shall we say. Now, I'm used to doing it with my child. It's my child. Steve's used to doing it with his kids. They're his kids. Steve is not my kid. So what do? Am I unclogging this toilet tonight during second intermission? Or am I leaving it for Steve on Friday? Justin Fisher, hit us with the poll. Hayden, let's go to break, and I will see you guys at the beginning of the second period. Let's go, baby.
Oh, wow! Hello, friends. Steve Dangle here. Welcome to the SDPN YouTube channel and another episode of Oh, Wow, where we take a look at the best plays from around the Ontario Hockey League over the past week. And we have to start with a truly ridiculous one because the man's name is literally Precision, although apparently he pronounces it Procession. Well, with 20 goals so far this season, he's created a procession of pucks towards the net. How about that? I'll stop. Show the clip.
And Procession breakout. Tarian across the line. Puck in front for Procession out of midair. Redirected in behind Flores.
He threads the needle right here, leading him man with a little knuckle puck going off the defenseman's stick. And Procession has a presence of mind to wait till the puck drops.
Oh, wow. Some goals are impressive and you go, oh, I gotta see that again. This is one of those ones where I'm like, sorry, let me see that again. You hear the change in tone? It's important. Your eyes do not deceive you. The puck is deflected up high, and I don't know what anyone thought was about to happen, but not this. 6'3" Anaheim Ducks prospect Ethan Procession bats the puck on his backhand out of mid-air. Decent little milestone goal too. That was his 20th of the season in just his 29th game. Now, why is that important? Well, this past June, Ethan Procession was drafted in the 3rd round by the Anaheim Ducks after a 62-game season where he had 15 goals and 36 points. This season, in just 29 games, he's already at 32 points, so he's almost beaten his OHL high. And in terms of goals, he blew past it long ago, going from 15 to 20 already. Ethan Procession from Wasaga Beach, Ontario. Remember the name. What a season he's having and what a goal. Oh, wow. Now, sorry to disappoint everyone, but this next highlight features a puck that goes along the ice. I know. But it's yet another 2024 3rd round pick, this time from the Washington Capitals, Ilya Protas with the Windsor Spitfires. Watch this solo effort.
And Kitchener. Spitfires had laid an egg, really. The Rangers had the lead. Here's Protas, slips one through and scores! Magic man Ilya Protas gives the Spitfires the lead.
Oh, this is a beautiful solo effort by Ilya Protas as he works his way through the Kitchener defenders. It's a 1-on-3. He just holds that puck, waits for Parsons to open up the pads, and he's able just to slide that thing in.
Oh, wow. From the last highlight, Ethan Procession drafted 68th overall in 2024 by the Anaheim Ducks. Ilya Protas drafted 75th overall in 2024, this time by the Washington Capitals. Ethan Procession, 6'3", 18-year-old. That's ridiculous. Ilya Protas says, oh yeah, and he's 18, he's 6'5". What are they putting this at the cereal? Is it something in the cereal? This is a skill play, but it's also a stick with it play. There's sticks everywhere, defensive sticks especially, trying to get in your way and cause a kerfuffle. But Protas never gets tripped up physically or mentally, and he sticks with the puck and buries the thing. This season, there really has been no stopping this kid. 29 games, he already has 19 goals. That's pretty good. 25 assists. He's nearly an assist a game. Like, what do you do? His 44 points in 29 games somehow doesn't lead the Windsor Spitfires in scoring. That's Liam Greentree with 51 points, but it's good enough for second, and that goal is good enough to be featured in Oh Wow. For our next Oh Wow, is it another 3rd rounder? I don't think so. Jake O'Brien, still just 17, doesn't turn 18 until June, is capable of this in his draft year.
Corner and got dropped by Gowan. Jake O'Brien off the wall after Lavoie stepped in. Scores! Wow. Oh my goodness gracious! Jake O'Brien put on the tap shoes. He just walked right through and banked it.
I couldn't even muster an oh wow on that one. Can we see it again and just pay close attention to the call on the goal?
Corner and got dropped by Gowan. Jake O'Brien off the wall after Lavoie stepped in. Scores! Wow. Oh my goodness gracious! Jake O'Brien put on the tap shoes. He just walked right through and banked it.
Dude, it's less that they're impressed by the goal and more that, like, they're just actually terrified of what they've seen. No one's supposed to be able to do that, and he can already do it, and he's 17! That was one of 16 goals that O'Brien has in 31 games to start this season, and 38 points, well over a point a game in his draft year. Do you think people might notice the Brantford Bulldogs' talent? I think they will. Not to mention, this is after he had 64 points in 61 games last year. And he's already got 3 more goals. He's absurd. The fact that Jake O'Brien is very likely going to get better than he already is, and he is already capable of that. Oh, wow. For our next highlight, speaking of dudes who I'm fairly confident are going to get drafted in June, are you aware of the legend, the growing legend of Porter Martone? Coming off of a 71-point season last year in 60 games, he is blowing the doors off this year. And on this one, well, I'll let him do the talking.
And Sova got in the way. Martone in alone. Here's Martone through the legs. He scores! How many times is this kid gonna pull off greatness? He does it again.
Breakaway for the Brampton Steelers, and this time a goal, one that you don't see many more better than that. He goes to his back end and pulls it back through his legs. Not exactly sure. I think it went underneath the pad.
Ugh. We can't call this video series ugh, can we? Porter Martone has played 26 games. Porter Martone has 54 points. Porter Martone is playing for Team Canada at the World Junior Hockey Championships. After the World Junior Hockey Championships are done, Porter Martone is also the captain of the Mississauga Steelheads. If you can make it, you should probably make it out to a few games to watch Porter Martone. The showmanship with the goal, the showmanship with the Sally. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, wow. For our next highlight, some more young talent from around the OHL. Matthew Schaefer, dude. He's only 17, and he already played a 56-game season in the OHL with the Erie Otters last year. This year, the Stony Creek native is over a point a game as a defenseman, and this is the sort of thing he can do. This is a sweet dish.
Here is Schaefer. Schaefer always knows when to turn defense into attack. Driving in, dancing around. Schaefer pass. Oh my goodness! Malcolm Spence taps it in, but Matthew Schaefer, he just danced around three to give the Otters a 4-1 lead.
Oh, wow! I feel bad because the star attraction for this goal is the pass, but someone had to score it. Malcolm Spence is the name of the player who scored it. He's part of a trio of guys who have 37 points for the Erie Otters. In a three-way tie, it is Malcolm Spence, Sam Alfano, and Pano Femus. The kid's getting all the attention, but I had to give a little shout out. Matthew Schaefer, turning defense into offense in just a dazzling way, like the move, the feed, oh man, the read, the confidence. Matthew Schaefer, just, oh wow. And for our last play in oh wow this week, producer Drew sent this to me. It just says, Beckett Seneca, the best goal I've ever seen. All right, let's see it.
Inside, he gets leveled out by Colby Barlow.
Sorry, Steve. It's time to cut you off. It's time to stop you, man. Okay? There are some super chats that I need to get to. Okay, here we go. Super chats. Pickleball Pat says, leave it till he's back, put a Christmas bow on it. SLS says, get Drew to clean it. No, we can't do that to Drew. Steeson Schiller says, bag of apples will be replaced with plunging road apples. And J Pix 94, Gripper Nation, are you not entertained? Oh, I already read that. Oh, and the freaking Leafs let in a goal in the first minute. That's Dadnoff, and that sucks. By the way, do we have an answer on the chat yet? No, there's 51-49 in favor of me unclogging it in the second intermission. Oh man, just not great coverage. A little more gap control from Riley would have been nice here, but that was a good move by Dadonov, and Wool is down too quick, and that just happens. King to Carl, did Steve eat the burger from Buffalo? No, he did not. Joseph Samsonov, Anderson, Tosca, Raycroft. That is kind of what it felt like. That's a good point, Tyler Durden. Okay, well, the Leafs need to score again. They only have 4 shots in this game. That needs to change, like, immediately. Austin says, if Leave It wins, I'll gift set 10 subs. If Adam cleans it, Steve should do a punishment on the next STPN. That's true. He should. Tavares across. 19:10 left in the second period. Dallas scored about 20 seconds ago, and I'm not thrilled about it. Justin, when that poll is done, you let me know. You text me. Richard Trufino. Adam, you need to take a photo of you, Everly, and Natalie holding up plungers and caption it, Crappy New Year, Steve. You know what? Richard? I might put that on. By the way, do you guys follow me on Instagram? It's my name, Adam Wylde. I will put that up on New Year's because that's funny. That is funny. 18:30 left in the second period. By the way, only 351 likes. Sean Page is going to be super mad at all of you. Come on, guys. Oh, we got a monster hit here again. Oh, Marchman's not in good shape. And his stick is snapped. Benoit, I think, crushed him. Let's see what happens. Oh, Connor Timmins, take a mother effing seat. What is that? Dude. Canadian Girl 83, time to take the dog back outside. Yes, last time you did that, it worked great. They scored. If Connor Timmins gets away with not getting a penalty here, oh, man, he got away with one. He did. He did. I'm shocked. If I were a Dallas Stars fan, I'd be pissed off too. But here's the refs managing the game. Well, we can't call him for a third straight penalty. The refs know that's a penalty. That should be a penalty. I'll take it. But Timmins has got to relax. What's that? I don't think there is a maximum amount of minor penalties. So Hayden asked, is there a maximum amount of minor penalties you can take before getting kicked out of the game? I don't think so. However, the coach, it's the coach's job to take you out of the game if you're going to be like that. And if I was Berube, I'd walk down the bench with my big eyebrows and I would say, hey, Connor, chill, man. Just chill. Let's not do that. We don't need to do that. Goofy Goober says, Adam, what's the backstory with Bang 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 and Subwoofer Guy? Well, we had a complaint on our Discord once because we were banging on the table, probably Steve. And Steve, somebody, his name's Ryan. He messaged us tonight. And he was pissed because we were wrecking his subwoofer because we kept banging on the table and it was making his subwoofer like crackle. And so every time we bang on the table, we now apologize to Subwoofer Guy. And I'm so glad that he's still here. I always wondered, I'm like, oh man, I hope he didn't take it personally because we were just trying to have some fun. 17:03 left in the second period. Leafs hemmed in their own zone. Boy, Dallas looks good right now, and I don't love it. And so anyway, that's the story there. And so, so Steve, when he writes his super chats and he writes bang, 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 that's him smashing the table. Frank Suffren says, you should apologize. I hate loud noises. Frank, you listen to the Steve Dangle podcast and you don't like loud noises? Frank, that's like walking into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory and going, I don't like anything with dairy in it. What are we doing here, buddy? This is a loud show. Ryan says, clap for Puck Drop here. Ryan says it was the first week in your new studio, and it was also my first week with the subwoofer. Here we go with the face-off, 16:34 left in the second. So listen, it was our audio was off the first week, but listen, we had just built a studio. Wow, a lot of rush chances here for the Dallas Stars. They're really stretching the game, making 2 and 3 line passes that the Leafs are not intercepting. Don't love that. Hayden wants to know, do the Leafs get more shots in this game than they did against the Devils? Would they get 16 against the Devils? Yeah, 16 against the Devils. It's not looking like they will, at least not right now. Does the P in SDPN stand for poop? Robert Bet asks. Well, that's a good question. It might. By the way, I'll have the results for the poll for you as soon as we go to commercial break here. Every 5 minutes during a hockey game, you're going to go to commercials. So we should have one in the next 40 seconds. There's 15:37 left in the second period. Lemon and Friends says, take a second and like the stream. If you like the Leafs, you will. And dude, like that stream. I could use some likes. It's good for the algorithm. 682 people watching. How are you, everybody? It's so nice to have you here. Oh, Tanev. Oh, no. Here comes Hintz. Oh, big save by Wall. Big stop. I got to be honest with you. The Leafs' first line looks like crap. Their first defense pair, and I categorize that as McCabe and Tanev, they look like crap. And in comes Nylander and scores. What a great goal. Wow. Sorry, I'm trying not to swear on a stream. Oh my God. Wow. That was some of the most boneheaded defensive hockey that turned into the most Toronto Maple Leafs goal of all time. Like just falling all over themselves in the defensive zone. And Hintz probably deserves to get one here, but Woll just makes a monster save on him. And then stretch pass to Matthews with a beautiful play to Nylander, who's wide open. Both defensemen overcommitted to Matthews, or both players, I guess. And then who's the guy in the back? Who's the third Dallas D-man back? He just straight kneed it back all the way. I don't know who that was. I don't know if anybody can pull out NHL Edge and check that out. But that third Dallas player back just gave up. And I'm glad he did. Here comes the Leafs' third line. The biggest question mark on the team. Are they really this good? Yes, they are. Nate Robertson in front of his parents in his brother's home. Ah! Oh, my God. The Leafs have 3 goals on 5 shots on Jake Ottinger. Did not have that on my bingo card. Wow. That third line is looking real scory. So Robertson lost control of the puck, gained it back when no Dallas star player could, and right through Ottinger's legs. That's 2 goals in less than a minute, and that's the second time that's happened this game. In the first period, Dallas scored, and Toronto knotted it up in 2 minutes, within a minute. And here we go again, the Leafs with 2 goals now in 2 minutes. We're scoring in bunches here tonight. Maybe the Leafs only need 6 shots to win the game. That was their 6th shot of the game. Outrageous. Logan Berube gifting 20 subs. Canadian Girl 83 gifting 10 subs. Let's go, baby. Let's get going. Let's get some VIPs in the door. The club is open. Bottle service it's popping. Okay. So the AI chat summary Justin Fisher just sent to our group. It said, viewers are encouraging Adam to unclog the toilet. This is the AI chat summary, suggesting various methods and consequences for Steve, who is apparently responsible for the clogged toilet. That is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. You know what? AI can be good for something. Ottinger currently, James David Atkinson in the chat says, Otter is currently at a 0.5 save percentage. Or a 500 save percentage. Yucky caca-poo-poo. Literally. You might have to unclog Jake Ottinger. You see? SKR13 gifting 10 memberships. Man, let's freaking go, baby. Robertson's looking good. Third line's cooking. Oh, we just had it looks like Nyes just took a really nasty stick to the face, and the refs did nothing about it. Are we shocked? We're not shocked. Four on one. Oh, and they just biffed that one. Yeah, goodness. Okay. 13:09 left in the second period. And I'll be honest with you, the Leafs haven't looked great until they did. They got some life in those legs now. Matthews setting up Nylander. Robertson scoring one on his own in front of his parents. Oh, yeah, baby. We are on. Robert Bett. Nicky Bobby's back, baby. Yes, he is. Nicky Bobby. Oh, there goes freaking... What are we doing? That better not be a... What is Simon Benoit doing there? This is what I was talking about on Monday's STP. I don't know if you guys caught it. These types of penalties are the stupidest penalties. And you wonder why people are like, the Leafs aren't that good this year. It's because their 5-on-5 numbers suck. Why do their 5-on-5 numbers suck? Because they're always killing penalties. Enough. They can't get the 5-on-5 play going if they're getting 3 penalties a period. Enough of this. Okay. Now, let's get to what's important here. And what's important here is what you voted on. Now, for those of you that missed, you missed a doozy of a first intermission because I told a story, and I'll tell you very briefly, that Steve clogged one of the toilets here at SDPN today, the one in the basement. And so it's awkward and weird, but he left without unclogging it. He meant to unclog it, but he forgot, and he left. And then our VP of sales, Christina, said, "Hey, Steve, did you unclog the toilet before you left?" And then he texted Jesse and I and was like, guys, would you mind having a look at that? And Jesse was like, "I don't think that's for me." So I said, why don't we let the chat decide? And here's what you decided. You absolute psychopaths. The two answers were yes, unclog, and no, leave it. And as I wanted to be lazy on this one, but Gripper Nation, 422 of you voted over the intermission, and 49% said no, leave it. 50% said yes, unclog. So I'm going to go unclog Steve's poop in the second intermission because of you. Because you voted for that. I am going to not do any like Insta stories surrounding it because, frankly, I don't think anybody needs that in their life. You're going to have to take my word for it. I think we live in an era of oversharing, and I don't need to share that. But I will describe it to you. If you're going to make me do this, I'm going to describe it to you. We're suffering this together, Gripper Nation. So, Nyes, let's have a look at Nyes here. Oh, he just took a nasty one to the face from Colin Blackwell. And so because Colin Blackwell doesn't get the penalty there, Simon Benoit gets kind of caught out of position, holds Blackwell, and now the Leafs are back in the box. Listen, did the ref screw it up? Yes. Do the Leafs take too many stupid penalties like that? What did I tell you in the first period? Yes, baby. We got to stop this. And you can't have your last pair of defense taking all of these penalties. It's enough. You're going to burn your best players out. Thankfully, Craig Berube can put Matthews, Marner, Nylander on the penalty kill. Nyes, Kampf, Holmberg, if he was in the lineup, which he's not. You got options. It's just annoying, man. Canadian Girl 83 dropped 10 subs because she said that was for Nikki Robertson. Also, Chai, my dog, and I are going to hang out outside blowing snow for the duration of the game. Canadian Girl 83, where are you located? And where is the snow bad? We've got no snow in Toronto. Tyken 81, scale of 1 to 10. How bad is it? I don't know. Is Steve around? Can Steve mention that? SLS, Steve needs to be punished. I think just me telling this story publicly is punishment. Sedin Magic 15, as someone who follows you on Insta, I thank you. Well, thank you, Sedin Magic 15. Maybe that's a reason to follow me on Insta. Is that I will not post me unclogging toilets. 11:43 left in the second period. There is 58 seconds left on the Dallas power play. This is their third of the game? Third of the game. Connor Timmins had the first two. One of them was throwing the puck out accidentally from the defensive zone. The other one was a really bad trip, and he's lucky he didn't get called for a cross check at the beginning of this period. And then those penalties, by the way, were like a shift apart. And then Simon Benoit, his defense partner, who is getting awfully close to leading the team in penalty minutes taken this year, is sitting in the box right now. He is 2 minutes now behind Oliver Ekman-Larsson for penalties taken. Pickleball Pat says, Adam, you must demand a recount. I cannot. There's one vote. It was conducted safely. I believe in our polling machine. I don't think there were any issues with it. And you sickos were like, yeah, make him unclog it. Make him do it. Riley Turpin says, I just received a free membership. Thank you to whoever did that. I believe it could have been Canadian Girl 83. It could have been Logan Berube. It could have been Rachel Bishop. Wes Richards said, only way for Steve to learn his lesson is to rub his nose in it. You mean literally or figuratively? Steve said, the poop is gone. It's mostly a toilet paper issue. Yeah, we'll see about that. Oh, Duchesne just missed. Shots are 3 times. So the Leafs have 7 shots. Dallas has 3 times that at 21. 10:33 left in the second period. Maybe if we can stay out of the box, we could see what the Leafs look like at 5-on-5. By the way, as of last game that I streamed, the Leafs were the 4th most penalized team in the league. Hayden, can we check that again? I would like to know where they stand now. Add 3 more to whatever the total is because they've taken 3 already in this game. Super chat that I missed, apparently. Hayden says, Cosmo Kramer and I, that Cosmo Kramer is Canadian Girl 83's dog, and I both watching from Snow Ste. Marie, home of the Greyhounds. I assume Cosmo is not a Greyhound. Sault Ste. Marie, not a great place for a Greyhound. At least not in the winter. No, Tavares could have got a penalty there too. We have got to be careful with our sticks. Oh, Nylander overskated. We got to, man, the ice is, everybody's just slipping everywhere. Nice little break up there by Connor Timmins. That is how you get back in your coach's good books, Connor Timmins. Pacioretty dumps it in. Tavares is going to give chase while Pacioretty changes, and we'll see what line we get out there next. OEL, it looks like the Matthews line. No, it's McMahon, Robertson, and Domi. This line has been lightning. 4 goals in the past 5 periods for this. In fact, it's been 4 goals in 4 periods because they scored their goals in the second period against the Sabres. Here comes Bobby McMahon. 5 goals in 4 periods for Domi, McMahon, and Robertson. Holy smokes! What's going on? Jake Ottinger has allowed 4 goals on 8 shots, and Domi, McMahon, Robertson with their 5th goal in 4 periods. What? Are you kidding me? All right. Hayden is telling me. Look at the okay. Jake Ottinger holds a .928 save percentage at home this season. He used to. Ottinger in a Dallas win holds a .942 save percentage. Ottinger, when Dallas loses, holds an .841 save percentage. And currently, his save percentage is .500 in this game. Wow. So when he's good, he's good. When he's bad, he's unplayable. That's odd. Goaltending is a weird position. As you say, goaltending is voodoo. You don't understand. Wow. That line is bonkers, guys. We also need to come up with a name for them. Because, when we started the game tonight, the question was, would they stick together? Are we keeping these guys together? And because they had a great game against Buffalo. Hey, that worked. Let's try that. Oh, Matthews. Oh, Matthews just puts it along the goal line, and it's saved by Dallas's defense. Whoever that defenseman was, I didn't see his number. Cool as a cucumber. Oh, baby. So, yeah, we need so Domi, McMahon, Robertson, Mick Dominationson. We'll work on it. Chat, I leave that to you. You guys have some creative ideas. I know you guys. Gripper Nation, baby. It's full of smarties. Smart people. 4-2 Toronto somehow. Don't worry, we don't understand it either. But listen, the one thing I'll give the Leafs is they're efficient. Tonight they are very efficient. We get an opportunity, we bury. Petrovic with the shot. Wall with the save. Joseph Wall's looking strong, baby. He's looking sturdy. By the way, big shout outs to Canadian Girl 83 and Wes Richard, who after that goal both dropped 5 SDPN memberships. And Justin Fisher's idea for the I like this. I actually really like this name. Because Nick Robertson and Bobby McMahon are almost Nicky Bobby themselves, right? So what Justin is saying is it should be Maximum Bobby. Because we got Bobby McMahon and Nick Robertson, who we also call Bobby. Nicky Bob, Maximum Bobby? I like it. You can yell it, Maximum Bobby! Right? That's a great line. Kurt Black says McTyson, McRobertum, and Doug Leafin. Adam, tell Steve about Peter Puck. Doug, give me a name for that line. Domi, Robertson, and McMahon. Give it to me. Max Bobby Robert, Maximum Bobby. I love Maximum Bobby. Maximum Bobertson. Mick Romy. Silent Rob 1192 is not so silent. He thinks that Maximum Bobby is pretty good. Congratulations, Justin. Maximum Bobby is peak goodness. Maximum Bobbert, Maximum Bob, Maximus Bobimus. Goofy Goober, please bring up the poop story on Friday's episode for everyone else to know. Oh, don't you worry. What do you think we're leading with? The sponsors will love it. Bobby Hill sells goals and goal accessories. I'll tell you what. I like that. King of the Hill reference. Great show. Adam, you missed 2 super chats. I did. Kel Surprise. Sadine Magic 15. How did they not pull Ottinger? It's a good question. I don't know what their other goalie looks like, though. Dallas Stars. What have we got? Stats. Stats. There's the stats. And Casey DeSmith having a good year. Maybe if you're Pete DeBoer, you're like, listen, it's my starting goaltender. If I pull him at home, it's embarrassing. Let him try to figure it out. We're out shooting the daylights here at the Leafs. We can pull it together. Maybe that's why. What's the other super chat I missed? Look, I'm trying to scroll up here and find it. The last one I thought I missed was Steve talking about the toilet paper issue with the toilet. Grilled Bro says, you clean up poo. Steve now has to bring the apples. Agreed. Steve has to bring the apples and more. Sean Page is in there telling people to like this video, and I'm just saying, maybe you should. Maybe you got to listen to Sean before he's talking. Caps lock again. Owen says, Adam, could we adjust the mic gain? It's a little high. We could. I'm trying. You know what? I'll move it away from my face. How's that? Does that help? I'll do that. I'll go over here. Does this? You can still hear me, right? Doesn't sound echoey? Hayden, what do you think? Is it good? Okay. Sorry about the peaking mic, everybody. Kevin Akima, welcome to STP. Welcome to the Steve Dangle Podcast, a hockey podcast. So today, we're going to talk about Steve's poop. Michael says Steve must make a public statement. I agree. Mike, hey, Sean Page says I missed a Goofy Goober super chat. I thought I got it, but I could be wrong. Can you look that up for me, Hayden, and send it over? I love that Pacioretty's just mixing it up with guys. The thing with Patches, though, is like nobody wants to go home. The thing, Max Pacioretty is big, and he's bigger than you think. It's kind of surprising, actually. He's like 6'2", but he's 217 pounds. That's what he's listed as. 217 pounds for the average guy who's 6'2" is nothing. That's actually pretty thin. But I want you to imagine somebody who is so fitness obsessed that they fly to Europe to get surgery from a specific doctor when they get an injury. And that's what he did, actually, when he had the second Achilles injury. This guy works out like all the time. He's fanatical about his health. You're just running into pure Max Pacioretty muscle. Here comes this Domi McMahon Robertson line again. Mason Marchman is back on the bench for any Stars fans in the chat. Doug Leafs fan says Bobby McMax. I like that one. I like that a lot. Robert Bett, Ottinger, Sammy in a nutshell. Well, yeah, when Sammy was good, he was real good. I think I would say that Ottinger's ceiling is much higher than Ilya Samsonov. Amin F says the Patches episode of Agent Provocateur was great. You should look it up. If you're a Leafs fan, Max Pacioretty was unbelievable. I thought a really warm guy. And just talking about his life and his fitness and whatever. This is back when he was playing in Vegas, too. A few years ago. But, man, it was great. It's always a great show to get to know people because you get to know them on a bit of a different level than you would in just like a normal like one-on-one interview after a game or something. Oh, this line is making things happen. Robertson wasn't quite in the right position to receive Bobby McMahon's pass there, but you could see that they're making things happen. And what I like, and what I hope doesn't happen here, Immediately when I say it, it'll start happening. Nick Robertson, far too many times this year, has been on a line where they get hemmed in to their own zone. And that didn't happen there. It hasn't happened with this new line that he's with. I think the speed of Domi and the speed of McMahon, they're both fast players. And I would call Robertson a quick player. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom, 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 gone. He can get to his top speed, and maybe his top speed isn't the highest on the team, but he can get to his top speed, probably one of the quickest on the team. And one of the things they teach you in hockey, at least in power skating, is it's not you being overall the fastest. It's you being quickest to your top speed, because you're not going to go your top speed that long, right? You're going to go at 4 or 5 strides, and then you're going to have to stop and turn the other direction. That's what makes a great quick hockey player. I think Robertson with Domi and McMahon, speed-wise, is awesome. I'm being censored. Hey, Hayden, what's wrong with my screen? Hayden? I got a big black box on my screen. I don't know why. What happened? Is it the CIA? Is it the drone people? Hello? Hi. I can do it over here. Hello. Oh, there we go. Hayden, what the hell happened? That's crazy. Sandeep S. Woke left censoring Adam. Hey, you know what I don't like about being a comedian these days is you can't punch down on people the way you used to. These minorities fighting back. What's up with that anyway? Hey, yeah. Hayden says, when do we start our STPN Truth Social account? You know what? Sorry, guys. STPN, we're moving to Rumble. We're going to Rumble. We're going to be right there with Russell Brand and his amulets. Although I don't have to be honest with you. I don't mind the amulets. I don't. Max Domi started wearing the amulet, promoted it on his Instagram page. Look at what happened with Max Domi. He's got 2 goals in 2 games. 2 goals in 3 periods. If you're John Tavares and you're wearing that amulet, and he owns part of that amulet company, he's having the season of his life right now. He's been great. Alex Maynard, we missed 30 seconds of Adam giving us the finger. Not just 1, 2. Always give them the double bird just to make sure they know. Okay? You got to drive the point home. Dallas outshooting the Leafs 24-9. Dallas really outplayed the Leafs most of this game, and it helps that the Leafs have given them 3 penalties, and it was basically like back to back to back, like annoying. But the Leafs have managed to score, and they've managed to score all 4 of their goals on 9 shots, and all of them 5-on-5, which the stats guys will love. Because remember, a goal doesn't count unless it's scored 5-on-5. In all honesty, though, I get what they're doing with that, but it's, here we go. I think we almost got another goal here. Oh, Ekman Larson made a great play there. I love that pass in. Kamal Jarrah, if you believe something works, then it works. True. Especially if you're a high-end athlete. If that works for you and that's your thing, man, great. I don't care. It's just one of those things. You're whatever you need, whatever it is you need to get psyched up to win a game, just win. Don't care. As long as it doesn't hurt anyone. That's Bad TV says, are we allowed to start asking how they are winning these games? I'll tell you how. They have a strong PK. They have red-hot goaltending. And they also can score with any opportunity given. I would say that the team that I think was the most unbelievable with 0 opportunities given were the Florida Panthers the last 2 playoff runs. You only need to give them 3 opportunities a game, and they'll score on all 3 of them. They don't miss. Toronto, in previous years in the playoffs, missed a bunch. You would need to generate a ton of offensive zone penalty, real true scoring chances, and Toronto would bury 2 or 3 of them. Because Toronto doesn't score more than 3 goals in a playoff game. Those are the rules. Go look up the Leafs playoff scores the last 4 years. They don't score more than 3 goals in a playoff game. It's annoying. And the Panthers, again, they could be outplayed all game, and then they'd be 1, 2, 3 goals. And Toronto's sort of doing that. Take advantage of the opportunities you're given. Sometimes you get outplayed. I don't doubt that they're a little tired. What is this? Is this their 10th game in December so far? Like, they played a lot of games. They're playing 15 and 31. That's a lot of games. A lot of games. I could see if they're a little gassed. Leafs, it would be nice if the Leafs took a few less penalties too. Pickleball Pat. How can we only have 429 likes? What is with that? Man, so Pickleball Pat and Sean Page are pissed. We need more likes. Hogwash says we could do a lot worse than following the Panther style. It's true. We could. All I want to say is that I do think the shot counter is a bit of a misleading stat at the moment, just because the Leafs have taken way too many minutes in penalties. And here comes that Nylander, Marner, Matthews back together. They already did generate a goal. Great feed from Matthews to Nylander. Like, spectacular. Frank Suffer and Adam, why did you personally convince the Rangers to trade Kako? I didn't. I just heard that his name was out there in rumors for a few weeks. And also, it did make the most sense. Like, if you were paying attention to the Rangers, you're like, yeah, it's the guy they're going to trade next. They needed to do something else. You can't just be like, Trouba's a problem. Get rid of him. All right, go win the cup now. Will Borgen's going to help them. Don't underrate Will Borgen. They needed defensive defense. Will is, I don't know if he's defensive defense, but he's solid. I need to do a little bit more. Like, listen, I'll be honest with you. Am I up on the latest Will Borgen tapes? No, but I do think he's a good defenseman. And the New York Rangers have a bunch of soft, bad in their own zone defensemen this year for some reason. They're all capable of more. They maybe just need a new face in there. Also, I think they're upset with Drury. Frank Suffern says, the question isn't what's wrong with the Rangers, it's what's right. Well, not a whole lot right now. But, you know, they'll figure it out. They got the talent, man. They do. They really do. We're talking about it on the show today. It's like, who recovers the fastest? New York Islanders, New York Rangers, or Buffalo Sabres. They all played last night, and only one of them scored a goal, and it was one goal. 45 seconds left in the second period. I've been counting down this, and I'm not excited about it. The dread is starting to seep in. I have to go down and declog this toilet. Thanks to you. And Steve. Like, I'm blaming you for it. I left this open. I could have told him no. But I let you decide, and now you're going to make me do it. Meme Empress. History Man hasn't done the history thing in a while. Is that supposed to be a challenge? I can do some history. Maybe I'll do one on Friday. You do a history corner. Why don't you do this? Are you guys on our Discord? Jump on our Discord, submit a question. Jesse will pick it. We'll go from there. Don't forget to wear a mask. Steve says it's just toilet paper. I'll get back to you on that. Sean Page, Adam, if it makes you feel better, I voted no in the poll. Sean, it does. But here we go. Emily Nielsen, nice knowing you, Adam. Yeah, if anybody's looking for me, I've been taken out by noxious gases in the basement. And that's the other thing, too. I am on the top floor right now at SDPN HQ. I got to go 2 floors down in the middle of my break in the intermission so I can declog the toilet. Hayden, here's what we're going to do at intermission. We're going to go right to intermission content. And if I am not back before the end of that clip, run some more oh wow from Steve, the OHL highlights that we now have, which is amazing, by the way. We have OHL highlights. How crazy is this? Michael says, go with God, sir. And that's the end of the period. 25 shots to 12, Dallas to Toronto. 4-2, Toronto to Dallas. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get the plunger, and I'll see you in 15 minutes or whenever the third period begins. The Rangers' slogan this year was "No quit in New York." And I am here wondering if they have quiet quit on Chris Drury, Peter Laviolette, and ultimately the owner, James Dolan. And I mean that because if you watched any Rangers hockey this weekend, you saw a husk of a team. This is a team with, listen, I know they got problems, but that's an enormously talented team.
Of course, they're really not very different from the team that won the President's Trophy and went to the conference final. They're really not that much different.
I asked around, and I said, are the Rangers quiet quitting? And the responses I got were yes, and this has happened before. Mm-hmm. And what somebody pointed out to me was Pete DeBoer in that one season where Vegas missed the playoffs. Now, they had some goaltending issues that year, but they had done some pretty vicious things. That's where the Vegas sort of viciousness was coming out. Mm-hmm. And now we just sort of expect it of them. It's their brand. Mm-hmm. But players can quit on management. And the thing about players quitting on management is Drury might have another trade left in him today or tomorrow. But how much longer can this go on before Chris Drury is the one that gets fired? It's a lot easier to fire a general manager. It's a lot easier to fire a coach.
So I did some sniffing around too.
Okay.
Insider Stevie. And all those players are going to sign in the MLH.
Great.
Nice.
Good for them.
Yeah. So
they're going to sign for Saudi money.
Yeah. They're all going to, hey, we can make more doing that. No, so did some sniffing around. What I was told, and another person told me they had heard the same thing, is there was a players-only meeting. And the players-only meeting was not to discuss Peter Laviolette. As far as I can tell, the relationship with Laviolette is fine between him and the players. Okay. So there's a lot of chatter about him potentially getting fired. I don't get the impression that they think he is either the problem or their main problem. Like, if they do think he's a problem, he's not the main problem. Their main gripe was Chris Drury. So the Rangers are... It's so rare that you hear a team collectively having a problem with management. It's usually a little more in the room. Oh, the coach has lost the room. This is an example where a GM who was an NHL player with a very respected career, very successful career, has lost a room full of today's NHL players. Jacob Trouba, like, we should have made a way bigger deal about his comment that, getting fired by MSG is a rite of passage. Mm-hmm. That wasn't one player being an entitled brat. I think that was a guy speaking for the room. That's how those guys feel. The one piece of good news that I had heard is I think these guys want to be Rangers.
Well, yeah, I can see that.
They want to be Rangers. The one player I had heard would like out is Kako. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, he needs more opportunity. I'm sure he wants to make more money, and you can't do that in the role that he has, and he's a healthy scratch. What is it, tonight? Or
yesterday.
Was it last night? It was last night.
Yeah,
okay.
Against the Blues.
Did it help?
No, they lost 3-2.
Well, there you go.
Kako's, he's not the reason they've been stinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? So I kind of expect something to come down soon there. Maybe not today, but soon. But I get the impression these guys want to be Rangers, and the reason they're so upset and not necessarily being like, trade me right now, is they want Chris Drury to either change his ways or be gone.
And I think that is one of the major issues here, is that every level of this team is in disarray and can't help itself. Because if you're the general manager, you can't reward a group of guys who have given up effort by firing the head coach, because that's what you're essentially doing. You're rewarding them by saying the effort, it's not on you, it's on the head coach. So I'm going to get rid of the head coach, bring in somebody new, and we'll all be happy. And if you're the guys, you should be upset at Chris Drury for the way he's handled the Gaudreau situation and the Trouba situation and all that, and you don't respect him and all, and you think a different general manager should be in there. And I assume everything you guys are saying about the quiet quitting is true. and they're not giving effort for good reasons. But also, you have to be giving effort because every day you have to win in the NHL, and this is your career on the line. If you don't give effort, we're not gonna keep you around here. And if you're Peter Laviolette and he's complaining to the media about the guys not giving effort, that's your job to get these guys motivated.
Something has to give.
Everything is wrong here with each level, and the only guy who's at the top of the food chain there to make decisions is Chris Drury.
Yep. No matter who feels what, something has to change. Now, the way they treated Goudreau, bad. The way they treated Trouba, bad. The name I heard more than once was Kreider. They're furious with...
Well, because he was mentioned in the memo that went to 31 other teams, and they're like, we want to get rid of him.
So I was thinking about this. So, okay, he's had a very good NHL regular season career. Scored over 300 goals. That puts you in the top... It's like a crazy percent if you reach 300 goals. 123 Stanley Cup playoff games in his career. 48 Stanley Cup playoff goals, 28 assists, 76 points. I was thinking about it, and the Leafs are not the team that you should base your standards on, especially when it comes to the playoffs. The Leafs have dudes hanging from the rafters, like their names and numbers immortalized forever, who did less for the Leafs than Kreider has done for the New York Rangers.
Sure, but the bar's different.
The bar is different. He's been to the Final Four at least 3 times. Stanley Cup final in there. He's been nothing but incredible for this team. He's not even really having a bad year.
But now how much?
He's having a not the best year.
And then now Chris Kreider's playing on the 4th line. Like, he played on the 4th line on Sunday against St. Louis.
He had 75 points last year. He's only got 11 this year.
He's only got 11. For whatever reason, he is not picking up assists. I can't explain that phenomenon, but his goal scoring pace is not far off.
Yeah, but he's amongst the group of players here who are giving very poor efforts on the ice.
Yeah.
And that's in it for a guy who you know has more in him. That's inexcusable.
So here's what I would say to the Rangers having their little players only meeting, because I don't know what it's meant to accomplish. Who's above Chris Drury, right? So really what you're hoping for, okay, we want Chris Drury gone. So we gotta send a message to his boss. Well, as I see it on the Rangers website, there's 2 guys listed above Chris Drury.
Yeah.
There's Greg Siebert, who's the vice chairman, and executive chairman James L. Dolan. But you know what? Okay, maybe you can't get through to them directly. You know who you should go through? You know who you should complain to? You should complain to the strategic advisor to the chairman. Do you know that person's name?
Does it end with a Dolan?
It sure does. Quentin Dolan.
Oh, there you go.
His son.
Yeah.
Guys, legitimate as your gripes may be, I think you're screwed here.
Yeah, I think the best thing here would be to play good hockey.
Play out of it.
Play your way out of this thing, because the coach isn't getting fired because the GM's not doing that because you hate him, and he's not relieving the coach because you want that done. And the GM has all the power here, unfortunately, even though I believe like the way Chris Drury has acted recently and the moves he's made in constructing this team, I don't think he's probably the best fit for this role going forward. But it doesn't seem there's an avenue to remove him from that post. No. So the only thing here is if you want to stick around in New York, play better hockey, unfortunately. And guys like Zibanejad and Lindgren was awful on
Man,
on
was
Sunday.
he bad. He was bad.
There's a puck going to the neutral zone that it was him and Jordan Kyrou just going to get it. It's just one-on-one battle for the puck. And Lindgren loses that battle, results in a breakaway for Kyrou, who ends up scoring and putting up the Blues 2-0. And Lindgren was the most vocal coming out of Saturday's loss, 5-1 of the Kings, being like, we're getting outworked. We need to win all these battles. And on Sundays, the guy's losing the battles. And that stuff is so disrespectful to the fans there that are rooting on this team.
I hate this crutch, and I don't like doing this. You've watched him a decent amount.
Yeah.
Is he hurt?
Lindgren?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Also, I don't care.
Well, like, okay, so the reason I ask is...
How did he all of a sudden just forget to be good?
This is the thing.
He's
like,
in a UFA year. He's 26. He was a great piece of their run. Again, like Kreider. I wonder if Kreider is too.
Right, but
he should be playing into a contract that brings him generational wealth. And he's playing himself into like a healthy scratch.
Into like a 1-year deal. I hope you still have it.
Right. And then like Keandre Miller's out. Panarin is day-to-day. He didn't play Sunday at all. And it's not just Lindgren who's been awful. Like Mika Zibanejad, like a lot of Ranger fans want that guy gone, but unfortunately you're not trading that contract.
6 goals.
I don't know if anybody's going to take that deal, but Zibanejad's been awful too, and he got demoted to the third line yesterday because he's been so bad and also didn't put in the greatest effort. You know, you're seeing from top to bottom, it's been a lack of production from all of these guys, and you can't give this sort of effort and expect to get like backing from the fans and the team if this is the way you're on the ice performing.
Well, hi there. I'm not done yet. Here's the me and here's the plunger. So we're going to run some oh wows from Steve Dangle, clogger of toilets, until the end of the intermission. And then I'll be back and I'll let you know how unclogging the toilet in the basement went. All right? All right. Super.
Oh, wow. Hello, friends. Steve Dangle here. Welcome to the SDPN YouTube channel and another episode of Oh, Wow, where we take a look at the best plays from around the Ontario Hockey League over the past week. And we have to start with a truly ridiculous one because the man's name is literally Precision, although apparently he pronounces it Procession. Well, with 20 goals so far this season, he's created a procession of pucks towards the net. How about that? I'll stop. Show the clip.
And Procession breakout. Tarian across the line. Puck in front for Procession out of midair. Redirected in behind Flores.
He threads the needle right here, leading him, man, with a little knuckle puck going off the defenseman's stick. And Procession has a presence of mind to wait till the puck drops.
Oh, wow. Some goals are impressive and you go, oh, I gotta see that again. This is one of those ones where I'm like, sorry, let me see that again. You hear the change in tone? It's important. Your eyes do not deceive you. The puck is deflected up high, and I don't know what anyone thought was about to happen, but not this. 6'3" Anaheim Ducks prospect Ethan Procession bats the puck on his backhand out of mid-air. Decent little milestone goal too. That was his 20th of the season in just his 29th game. Now, why is that important? Well, this past June, Ethan Procession was drafted in the 3rd round by the Anaheim Ducks after a 62-game season where he had 15 goals and 36 points. This season, in just 29 games, he's already at 32 points, so he's almost beaten his OHL high. And in terms of goals, he blew past it long ago, going from 15 to 20 already. Ethan Procession from Wasaga Beach, Ontario. Remember the name. What a season he's having and what a goal. Oh, wow. Now, sorry to disappoint everyone, but this next highlight features a puck that goes along the ice. I know. But it's yet another 2024 3rd round pick, this time from the Washington Capitals, Ilya Protas with the Windsor Spitfires. Watch this solo effort.
And Kitchener. Spitfires had laid an egg, really. The Rangers had the lead. Here's Protas, slips one through and scores! Magic man Ilya Protas gives the Spitfires the lead.
Oh, this is a beautiful solo effort by Ilya Protas as he works his way through the Kitchener defenders. It's a 1-on-3. He just holds that puck, waits for Parsons to open up the pads, and he's able just to slide that thing in.
Oh, wow. From the last highlight, Ethan Procession drafted 68th overall in 2024 by the Anaheim Ducks. Ilya Protas drafted 75th overall in 2024, this time by the Washington Capitals. Ethan Procession, 6'3", 18-year-old. That's ridiculous. Ilya Protas says, oh yeah, and he's 18, he's 6'5". What are they putting this at the cereal? Is it something in the cereal? This is a skill play, but it's also a stick with it play. There's sticks everywhere, defensive sticks especially, trying to get in your way and cause a kerfuffle. But Protas never gets tripped up physically or mentally, and he sticks with the puck and buries the thing. This season, there really has been no stopping this kid. 29 games, he already has 19 goals. That's pretty good. 25 assists. He's nearly an assist a game. Like, what do you do? His 44 points in 29 games somehow doesn't lead the Windsor Spitfires in scoring. That's Liam Greentree with 51 points, but it's good enough for second, and that goal is good enough to be featured in Oh Wow. For our next Oh Wow, is it another third rounder? I don't think so. Jake O'Brien, still just 17, doesn't turn 18 until June, is capable of this in his draft year.
Corner and got dropped by Gowan. Jake O'Brien off the wall after Lavoie stepped in. Scores! Oh my goodness gracious! Jake O'Brien put on the tap shoes. He just walked right through and banked it.
I couldn't even muster an oh wow on that one. Can we see it again and just pay close attention to the call on the goal?
Corner and got dropped by Gowan. Jake O'Brien off the wall after Lavoie stepped in. Scores! Oh my goodness gracious! Jake O'Brien put on the tap shoes. He just walked right through and banked it.
Dude, it's less that they're impressed by the goal and more that, like, they're just actually terrified of what they've seen. No one's supposed to be able to do that, and he can already do it, and he's 17! That was one of 16 goals that O'Brien has in 31 games to start this season, and 38 points, well over a point a game in his draft year. Do you think people might notice the Brantford Bulldogs' talent? I think they will. Not to mention, this is after he had 64 points in 61 games last year. And he's already got 3 more goals. He's absurd. The fact that Jake O'Brien is very likely going to get better than he already is, and he is already capable of that. Oh, wow. For our next highlight, speaking of dudes who I'm fairly confident are going to get drafted in June, are you aware of the legend, the growing legend of Porter Martone? Coming off of a 71-point season last year in 60 games, he is blowing the doors off this year. And on this one, well, I'll let him do the talking.
And Sova got in the way. Martone in alone. Here's Martone through the legs. He scores! How many times is this kid gonna pull off greatness? He does it again.
Breakaway for the Brampton Steelers, and this time a goal, one that you don't see many more better than that. He goes to his back end and pulls it back through his legs. Not exactly sure. I think it went underneath the pad.
Ugh. We can't call this video series ugh, can we? Porter Martone has played 26 games. Porter Martone has 54 points. Porter Martone is playing for Team Canada at the World Junior Hockey Championships. After the World Junior Hockey Championships are done, Porter Martone is also the captain of the Mississauga Steelheads. If you can make it, you should probably make it out to a few games to watch Porter Martone. The showmanship with the goal, the showmanship with the Sally, it's a beautiful thing.
Are you happy with yourself? Are you happy with how you voted tonight? I'm just wondering. Do you think that was fun? A fun way to vote? Does it feel good that you voted that way? Do you feel as though you made the right choice in voting for me to unclog a toilet I did not clog? Do you think that was a good call? I know the period started. I know. So listen, here's what I'm going to tell you. There is a story to tell about what happened downstairs. But I'm not going to tell you tonight. Because I had to suffer. And now you have to wait for Friday's STP. I'm not telling the story right now. I'm going to tell it on Friday's STP. Because 50% of you said, yeah, go unclog that toilet. Man. So, you know what, Gripper Nation? Is this our first disagreement? I don't even know if it's a disagreement. Some of you are already backing off your vote. Some of you are already saying, guys, whoa. I didn't vote for that. And I know some of you are not telling the truth. Some of you are telling the truth. Some of you are fibbing. You're fibbing away. You're turning this chat into a chat of lies. And I'm not here for it. But I was here for that toilet. I saved that toilet. That toilet now flushes perfectly. I'll have you know. Casey DeSmith is in net for the third period. That's probably for the best. There we go. Max Domi. Oh! So listen, I'm going to tell you something. I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you what happened downstairs. I'll tell you what happened in the basement on Friday's STP. You have to wait now. That's your punishment. I was punished. You need to be punished. Your fault too. Okay? Chat. Okay? Thank you for setting me up for that. Also, let me tell you something. I will get over this, but I'm stung. I'm stung. I can get past it, but I'm stung. And I'm traumatized. And I need to sit in this for a bit. You need to hold space for me sitting in this. 18-12 left in the third period. Let's get to the hockey. Connor Timmins with a shot. He's already got 2 penalties today and a nice little defensive zone breakup, actually. And I think he probably wants to get his way into Craig Berube's books again. Good books. Otherwise, Philippe Myers is going to be playing next game. And I don't think that's what Connor Timmins wants. So he's going to have to play a little better this period. There's lots of super chats to get to. Unworthy Thor says, your Apple debt has been paid. Somebody whose name I absolutely cannot pronounce said, dude, I had to unclog a music festival toilet. Oh, gosh. Canadian Girl 83 gifted 10 subs. Jeez. Canadian Girl 83, you rule. Thank you. What else we got here? Canadian Girl 83, subs to channel for Adam's second intermission. Thank you, Canadian Girl 83. Vegas Golden Bettman, love a good unclogging. Matt Bruder said, I voted unclog and I do it again. Matt, you meet Matt. How dare you? How dare you use your vote for evil? Are you happy with yourself, Matt? And all of you, the 50% of you who voted for me to do that, I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy. T.A. Neiman, write it down. There's no way you're going to remember. Oh, T.A. I forget everything, and you know this. I will remember that. Someone just meme Empress said Matt's a menace. Yes, Matt, you are a menace, Matt Bruder. You're a menace. You're a problem. Brett Bainbridge, welcome to STP VIP. Brett just signed up. Hey, Brett, thank you and welcome. 16:55 left in the third period. Leafs have had a couple shots since the start of the period. Nice little play by Max Domi. Could have had another goal. He's just been on fire, as has Nick Robertson. It's so nice to have 2 guys that literally could not score anything start to score some goals. Doesn't that feel good? Hayden Matheson says, as a producer of the stream, I can confirm that Adam was very shaken upon returning to the set. Matt. Et al. Matt. Doug Lee fan. Stream brought to you by BetterHelp promo. Yeah, that's true. I do need therapy after that. I do need therapy. Okay? I need therapy. 16-12. Shots are 25-15 for Dallas. Remember that Toronto spent a good chunk of this game killing penalties. So that's probably why. The 5-on-5 play has been really good, especially for the Leafs in the last little half of the second intermission. But Dallas has been able to open up their defense a little bit and create some great scoring opportunities, which Joseph Woll, on the whole, has done a really good job of stopping. And hopefully that can continue. Dallas did get a goal in the first minute of the second period, which was kind of a little weak for everybody involved, but the Leafs kind of pulled it together after that, which was nice. By the way, there was a trade in intermission while I was unclogging a toilet. Alex Carrier is now a Montreal Canadian. Justin Barron, now a Nashville Predator. Both teams deck chairs on the Titanic. Well, more Nashville than Montreal. Carrier is a really useful player. I think he'll be great there. I don't even know if he's... Let's say Carrier, Alexander... Let's see if he's from... Where is he from? He is from Quebec City. So that's kind of cool that he gets to play in Quebec. Maybe he grew up a Montreal fan. You never know. Nord fans are out there everywhere. Those Nordique fans are passionate. But good for him. And, he kind of brings more of, I think, what they need. And I think for Nashville, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what you do from here. I'm sure you're happy about beating the New York Rangers last night. Is that the turning point? Maybe not, but we'll see. I mean, U2 was the turning point last year. So there's been sillier reasons. They are last place in the NHL right now. Crazy. Duchesne stick breaks. Wool covers up. Shots 15-25, 4-2 Leafs. Jake Ottinger chased from this game. Casey DeSmith is in. Dallas ranks 31st in the NHL in hits this season with 448. The only team worse than them is the Edmonton Oilers with 409, and that's probably because both teams are pretty good and they have the puck a lot. David Kampf returning to the lineup tonight. Kampf has tallied 7 points in 20 career games versus Dallas. This is tied for second most for him against any one team. A lot to ask for David Kampf to get a point on his night back, but he's out there right now with Lorentz and Ryan Reeves, and they're doing a good little forecheck, so maybe. He did have a good little setup actually earlier in the second period too. It just didn't go anywhere. Mason Marchment, they're saying on the broadcast, has not come back for Dallas. He did come back to the bench for part of the second period after taking a pretty big hit from behind with a cross check. Oh, Ryan Reeves just hit a guy. Oh, here we go. Fourth line, creating offensive zone stuff. Here we go. That's a second shot. There's Tavares. There's Nyes. Okay, so it was part of the fourth line. Yeah, so Marchment got a cross check kind of to the back from Connor Timmins. And Connor Timmins already taken 2 penalties in a row. And I definitely thought he deserved one on the third, and the refs didn't. See, the Dallas is doing a lot of these stretch passes, trying to open the Leafs up. It has created some interesting opportunities. Dodonov actually scored at the beginning of the second period doing just that. But the Leafs have done, since then, a relatively good job defending it. I wouldn't say perfect, but Dallas is really going for the stretch pass and rush, trying to get behind Toronto's defense, trying to get them at the very least to turn around. 13 minutes left in the third period, 4-2 Leafs. And they're creeping up there in the shots too, which is great for the Leafs, that is. There are Stars fans in the chat. I will warn you, I will not be unbiased, but I don't think you expect that from me. We expect to have a good time, Gripper Nation. Tanner Sears says Mitch needs a point or a goal. Well, I think Mitch's line has, I mean, honestly, they were actually kind of crummy until they scored that goal. No, can you send me all the super chats? Apparently, I'm missing a bunch of them. Thank you very much. Hayden is going to send me all the super chats I missed. James David Atkinson. Adam, will you please look at my super chat, please? Sorry, guys. Here's Robert Bet. Do you think the new heavy hockey system that Berube demands, some players need more time to adjust to? Well, you'd think Benoit would be good at it because he's a heavy hitter. Yeah, I can see that. I also can see that maybe if you're out of position, you take a bunch of holding calls. Get into better position. Yeah, if you can pull up James David Atkinson's, Hayden, so I make sure I get to it. I want to try to get to everybody's every stream. It's really important to me that if you guys are going to be here and spend money on super chats, that you at least get your comment read, that you know that we love you and that we value you. That's important to me. Also, unclogging toilets. Kevin Peters says Nashville trade is a salary dump. So I wonder if they've got another trade going. Chris Johnson reminded everybody that tomorrow night at midnight is the holiday roster freeze. So if you haven't made your trade by Thursday at midnight Eastern Standard Time, you can't make any trades till after. And apparently a lot of people are trying to make trades before the Four Nations Cup because they're worried there's going to be injuries and 2 very good players. So there will be some very good players that are there, and it will be very, very interesting to see who among them gets traded beforehand because nobody wants to wait for the trade deadline on that one. JPix94, this is the Leafs team Muzzin deserved when he was playing for them. You're absolutely right. You're right on that. Oh, Justin sent me the super chat. Thank you, Justin. James David Atkinson. Do you think the Leafs could reasonably convince the Rangers to make a trade for Hedel and Schneider? I think they would fill key issues on forward and defense. Now, I don't think the Leafs really have a whole ton of issues on defense. I think the way that Bradley has remade their defense has been great, and I'm excited for next year because Ben Danford is looking like an absolute monster for the Oshawa Generals. And maybe they don't want him necessarily playing for the Leafs right away, but what if he's good enough? Hedel and Schneider, I think if you're the Rangers, you probably tell the Leafs to go fly a kite, unless that includes something insane like Cowan or something. Now, the Rangers can ask for Cowan. They're not going to get Cowan. But, Hedel and Schneider are the guys they're going to build around. I would look to more guys like Kreider, Zibanejad. Who else makes big money on the Rangers? I'll pull up Puckpedia here. By the way, Puckpedia, if you don't use it already, is such a good website. You should check out their lines. It's so awesome because it shows the full lineup of the team and how much money everybody makes and how many years left on their contracts. So let's have a look at the Rangers here for a quick second. So Zibanejad, 31. The contract's $8.5 million for 3 more years after this one, plus a no move. Chris Kreider, modified no trade for 2 more years after this one. Vinny Trocheck has a no move, but I like Vinny Trocheck a lot. And at $5.65 million, if you could get him for next to nothing, and you could take on that salary if you're the Leafs, that's a guy you need. That's a guy I'd go after. Hedel would be sick, but the problem is the Rangers think he's sick, so they don't want to get rid of him. Oh my God! Did Joseph Wald just save that? That is a save of the year candidate there. That was a 2-on-1 from the Dallas Stars. 10:52 left in the third. This is unbelievable. Morgan Rielly in the middle. What a save. Holy smokes. And it's on Heiskanen too. Joseph Woll is able to keep the glove off the pad. How did he say? You could see the fan grabbing the back of their head. Wow. What a save. Oh, I like this stat sports that just pulled up. Joseph Woll has allowed 3 goals or less in 10 of his last 11 starts. Well, hopefully that continues tonight. Damn, son, that was a hell of a save. So yeah, if I'm looking at the Rangers, I look at the Rangers and I go, who's over 30 that can be traded? I'm sure they would probably trade Riley Smith as well. Apparently, according to Larry Brooks, Adam Fox could be had if you're willing to give up the sun and the moon. You got to remember with Adam Fox, he might be struggling this year, but he's the last guy that won the Norris Trophy before Cale Makar. He's pretty flippin' awesome. I don't think there's a single team in the NHL who wouldn't be like, yeah, I'd take a flyer on that guy. Super chat on Zafun. Hayden saying, Billy Whitehead, Jesse should do an NHL 25 Buffalo Sabres franchise. You're absolutely right. I hope he does. Look at all the brick walls in the chat. Canadian Girl 83, what's gifted subs total tonight? Are we getting close to a record? We must be. It's been bonkers. I don't know what it is yet. I think Justin might know. I gotta back off this microphone a little bit too. Sorry, I've been peeking it. Tyson Barnett says, I think you missed my super chat. Pickleball Pat says, may Steve McBlogger deal with his own forward. Going forward. That's true. Hayden just sent me the super chat I missed. And that is from Tyson Barnett. I agree with Adam about the President's Trophy. The winner is the best in the NHL. You can't fluke into an 82-game season, but you can fluke into a cup run. Montreal in 2021. President's Trophy should be celebrated, and all teams should aim to win it. Absolutely. You should aim to win both. Win the President's Trophy, win the cup. Win. That's kind of the idea of the whole league. Thank you, Tyson. I also believe I'm correct. That's why I said it. You would believe how many people actually do believe that, too. They're just afraid to say it because they're afraid they're going to get reactions like what I got today when I said it. I'm not saying it's more important than the Stanley Cup. It's not. But is it more indicative of who is overall the better team that particular year? On the whole, yeah. On the aggregate. You can't even argue it. Jesse's going to get really upset. If he's watching this right now, he's going to be so mad. 9:05 left in the third period. SKR13 dropping 10 subs in the chat. Thank you, SKR. SLS, Wool saving the day like Adam did for the office. You're right. You're damn right, SLS. I am the savior tonight. Crazy. Gary Hall wants to hit 700 likes. You think we can do it? Let's see. Hey, Adam, love the podcast. This third line, also love this third line for the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's Ostamimo. I agree, man. This third line is rocking it. I have to say, I'm so glad that they have found this. I don't know if this is their permanent third line, but imagine they go into the trade deadline and they don't have to go pay what it costs to go get a center. That's the thing, right? Like, if you go and you get a center, and I think that they are going to go get one, it's going to cost you. It's going to be a fortune. Centers cost a fortune, especially at the trade deadline. So you're going to get a center, and you're hoping that they're probably going to be around next year too, because even if Easton Cowan and Fraser Minton are ready next year, I don't know that they're playing center all the time. They might be switching off. Like, people forget this. Matthews used to switch off. Yeah. James David Atkinson, do you think we see an NHL Cup in the future? And I think James David is talking about like the NBA. I think the NHL is watching the NBA to see how it's going. And the NBA Cup certainly seems to matter for the players, because here's the deal. I think every player that wins the cup gets, I think it's $100,000 or more. I think that matters. Kevin Peters, Adam, do teams hang President's Trophy banners from their ceilings? I think they do, because the Leafs and Raptors, at least I know, hang their division championship banners from the ceiling. I think most teams do that. Canadian Girl 83 gifted 1 SDPN membership. Thank you, Canadian Girl 83. Deb Beneke. So, Adam, what did Santa Steve bring you for being such a good boy? Steve and Jesse and I don't do presents anymore. And that's mostly because we give, and I'm waiting for Jesse to have a kid. We mostly just give to each other's kids. So that's what we do. Because we don't need more stuff. Our kids, though. Listen, ask a 6-year-old if they need more stuff. They need so much stuff and all of its toys. Robert Bet, may Steve step on a Lego with his bare feet for you having to clean up the mess, and I voted to say no, by the way, or like leave it. Okay, well. Oh, Brandon Smith, I think it's only $100K for the whole team. Is it only $100K for the whole team? No, it's $500K per player. Okay, so to get to the semifinals in the NBA for the NBA Cup, it's $100,000. To get to win the finals, I think it's $500. It's a crazy amount of money. And I can tell you this, people can call it a gimmick or whatever. The reality of ratings is that in sports, your ratings are kind of low at the beginning of the season after about a month. So November, December, January are actually kind of low seasons, even for the NHL. Now, we're all freaks, right? We watch every game. But not everybody's like that. And then they start to pick up and start to watch the teams again as they head towards the playoffs. What the NBA is trying to do is go, let's give you a high-stakes reason to watch before that. And the NBA's TV ratings have been a little down. It's nothing to really worry about. But I don't know. I wonder, I kind of wonder if it's working for them. I don't know if it is. I would love for there to be something. I love tournaments, mini tournaments and stuff. I think it's great. But, the NHL is just behind on stuff. We'll see. Leafs took another penalty, by the way. I didn't even get to that. 140 left in this power play already. Oh, just, are we kidding? Is it the one about Steve stepping on the Lego? I already got it, buddy. Hayden's trying to make sure I got your super chat there, Robert. 7:34 left in the third period. 1:13 on the power play. Joseph Woll has come up big today when he's had to. And I think the belt of the game, if the Leafs win this thing, needs to go to the entire penalty kill. And Connor Timmins and Simon Benoit need to hand it to them. Like, enough, you guys. Stop it. And I know they're both on the penalty kill, but stop it with your penalties. Ian Deans, I'm loving all the content at the moment. Massive respect from Eastbourne, UK. I don't even know where Eastbourne is on the island there, what it's near. But I'm so glad that we have people listening from all the way out there. Here we go. Lawrence breakaway. Oh, what a good save by Casey DeSmith. Nice little play by Lawrence. Nothing fancy. Just get the puck on the net. And that will count as a real-life shot. Good for the Leafs. They officially have outshot what they shot in New Jersey, and they also won that game. You guys remember that? Oh, nice little play by Tavares. Back pass to nobody, and nobody can handle it. It was a good idea. The execution wasn't great. Alan Fraze. Not sure how much I like this first line. Willian second and Patches and Nyes up to the first thoughts. Yeah, Alan, I think they're just trying it. And it's the time of the season for trying weird stuff. Get weird. You know, you got weird. You put Domi and Robertson together with Bobby McMahon, and look at how that's worked out. I think they'll probably go back to Nyes and Nylander switching back to their respective lines. But I think in certain situations, you need Matthews, Marner, Nylander, yes, out there to score a goal with, say, 50, 60 seconds to go in the playoffs, right? It happens all the time. Oh, McMahon beat him. That should not be icing. Boo, hiss, tomato. Yeah, so I think whatever, give it a shot. It's against a good team like Dallas. You got to try it out. I didn't love their first period. I also didn't even love their second period, and they made a goofy bad play and then went and scored a goal. And that's how talented these guys are. It's like, hey, we've turned this total disaster into a beautiful goal from William Nylander. Go back and look at the play. A Wild John has joined the chat and says, is there any new SDPN merch on the horizon? The answer is yeah, baby. And I was in a meeting today with everybody before our Christmas party, and one Jesse Blake was going through it, and I think you're going to be very excited. It won't be pre-Christmas, but there's some good stuff coming. Like, I'm actually really pumped. So yes, if you would like more merch, it is on the horizon. Puppy Girl, Merry Christmas to SDPN and Gripper Nation. Thank you, Puppy Girl. We love you. Appreciate you super chatting us and joining tonight. James David Atkinson. I mean, I personally love the NBA Cup. Probably comes from watching football cups. I could see the NHL having special jerseys and center ice logos. Me too. And I think that it is totally possible. And I think hockey fans need to get out of this. The only thing that matters is the cup. It is the most important. Nothing is going to take away from that. However, it's also cool to do different shit. And I think playing for something midway through the season is good practice for the playoffs. And anything that gives the Leafs good practice for the playoffs, I'm in for, because I'd like them to win more in the playoffs. At Canadian Girl 83 gifting another 10 subs. My God, thank you. Oh my goodness. Everybody's getting subs tonight. I hope you guys enjoy the VIP experience. Natalie just gifted 10 subs. SKR13 gifted 10 subs. That's so many subs. By the way, Natalie, I believe that's my wife, Natalie, and she's got Steve's face next to her name because that's who her favorite is on the show. SKR13 gifting 10 memberships. Thank you so much. Wow. This is amazing. Everybody's so excited. Hey, listen, if you were gifted a membership, I want you. This is SDPN membership Christmas. Okay. I want you to thank the person that gave you the membership. The gifted memberships tonight are crazy. Thank you so much. Welcome to the new members of hashtag Natalie Nation. Oh no, don't get her started on that. Justin put this out. What is SDP VIP? Bonus weekly episodes, gripper emotes, and an additional ad-free tier if you're feeling freaky like that. And that's true. Logan Berube dropping a bomb in the chat. 50 SDPN memberships. Wow. Logan. Man, you guys have been super generous tonight, and I just want to say thank you so much. And to everybody that has gifted a membership tonight, please make sure to thank the person that gifted it to you if you see it come up in the chat, or just say thank you in general, because these people are super nice. Puppy Girl, sorry, forgot you, Adam. Please have Steve kiss your feet for having to unclog the office toilet. LOL, just kidding. Show the feet when the Leafs win. On the main, for free. Actually, you guys have gifted a lot of subs, so it's not for free. Listen, we have to wait. We have to wait for the grippers to come out. They did come out in the playoffs last year. Hayden remembers that. Logan, thank you. Natalie, thank you. SKR13, thank you. Thank you all for donating all these subs. This is crazy. And I'm so glad that so many people get to try VIP. Because I hope that you'll stick around and bring it, bring it in with us, because it's so much fun. And yeah, Meme Empress says, yeah, you only showed the grips for 1,000 likes. That's right. We have to get to 1,000 likes before I'm showing those grippers again. PC8656. I can't believe how many people gifts memberships. That's so nice. Eamon F. I don't see the option to gift memberships. It's in the chat next to the emoji sign and next to the heart sign. Like, it's in the middle of that. It's a little, it says it's like a dollar bill. A Canadian Gamer, as an Apple VIP member, it's well worth it. I'm glad. Thank you, A Canadian Gamer. I agree. I think we have so much fun doing those episodes too. It's the best. Now, 3:58 left in the game. Let's get back to the game here. Just okay. By the way, Sedine Magic 15, I think, also gifted 10 subs. Yeah, I just missed it. Wow, there are a lot of subs happening here, guys. A lot of memberships. Thank you so much. Hang on to that membership. Well, should we give it, Hayden? Should we talk it right? Say it right now. So tonight we're at 272 new members of SDP VIP. That is bonkers. And the Dallas Stars have pulled their goalie, and things are good. And Joseph Wall is just shutting them down. Let's get some. Can we get some brick walls in the stat in the chat? By the way, just so you know, 250 plus memberships in one night is crazy. And I just hope you know how much we appreciate that. That is just crazy. Thank you so much. We love you. We also love Joseph Wall. I'm trying to balance saying thank you and also watching Joseph Wall do the splits and make a save. Wow. But emojis, guys, get that brick wall emoji. Bricked up. Like Steve earlier when he clogged the toilet, all bricked up. 3:44 left in the third period. Dallas getting a lot of opportunities. Wall standing tall again. Give me the brick walls in the chat. Give them to me. I need them like I need air. All bricked up, baby. Let's go. This is why you have two good goalies. So when one good goalie needs a little bit of maintenance, you put the other good goalie in. A lot of people bricked up in the chat. Let's go, baby. All bricked up. I can't believe we're saying that. That's amazing. You guys are the best. I love this. I can't tell you. This is like, I love this. I love doing this so much. You guys, you make this so special. It's so much fun. And it helps that our record's pretty good together. Leafs have been real good. Okay, guys, we got an empty net. Now what I want you to tell me, Chad, is who do you want to score from the Leafs? Who from the Leafs do you want to score on this empty net? Who deserves one tonight? Who deserves another one tonight? Maybe they've already scored already. I personally think I'd love to see, I don't think they're going to be out there, but I would really love to see Robertson get another one in front of his parents, because that had to be pretty special. His parents are there. His mom is wearing a Leafs jersey and a Dallas Stars hat, which I think is brave in Dallas, Texas. Hand pass. Mitch Marner calling for it. Getting it. A lot of people want Matthews to score a goal. A lot of people, somebody said Vegeta. We want Vegeta to score. I don't think Vegeta can score here as he is an anime character. Logan Berube, haven't caught many streams recently. Had to get caught up on my gifted memberships. Well, Logan, dude, we so appreciate you. That is extraordinarily generous. And you're giving a lot of people an opportunity to try out at VIP when they maybe wouldn't have. And I think it's pretty cool. And honestly, VIPs are, you can go and watch the entire back catalog of VIPs if you got a membership tonight. They're a lot of fun. SKR13 just gifted another 20 memberships. What am I even doing? This is crazy. Okay. SKR, thank you. Really appreciate you. 3 minutes left in the game. Stars are trying to get 2 goals here to tie this up. Leafs have done an okay job of holding them off, but it's one of those things where if you're a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, you have seen 4-1s and 4-2s and 4-3s and 4-4s. It's not your favorite number. You know what's a good number for the Leafs? 5. And that's what they need to get tonight. Mitch Marner, backhander down the ice. It's not going to go in. SKR13 says we need to get to 300 memberships tonight. That would be a crazy number if we did. That'd be crazy. James David Atkinson, replace the preseason, start the regular season at the point. Then like every other Tuesday or Thursday, put a cup game. James, I think you're absolutely right. The preseason is a waste of time anyway. You maybe have 2 games or something like that, but these guys know who's going to make the team most of the time. And frankly, the preseason games are a waste of time anyway, but the owners love them because it's free money. You don't have to pay the players. It's like a playoff game. So if you can sell out a preseason game like the Leafs do, it's literally free money. And the Stars have just scored. I think that's Logan Stankoven. Am I wrong? I'm very relaxed about this. I don't know if I should be. 2 minutes and 16 seconds to go. Dallas has almost 40 shots. It's Colin Blackwell, former Leaf. Canadian Girl 83 with another 10 gifted subs in the chat. So, yeah, Matthews tries to get it out of the zone. Marner's unable to assist him in that. And Dallas turns it around and does what Dallas does. You got to remember here, the Stars are a really great team. So, understandable. But we got to end this. As I said, we don't like 4s in Toronto. We like 5s. We like 3s. We don't like 4s. 4 doesn't work for us. I don't know why. 34 works for us. 44 works for us. Those are good numbers. 4. 4-1, 4-2, 4-3. Cal O, do we have enough bricks to build the Great Wall of China? We're going to need some more brick wall in the chat. Can we manifest some brick wall saves? And also manifest who's going to score. Oh my God. It's good. Is it going to be Willie? Come on, Willie. Scores! Willis W. Nylander from Calgary, Alberta. Woohoo! See, I was pretty relaxed about it. We manifested a goal. Who called Willie, by the way? Who in the chat called Willie scoring? Anybody? I'm ready for it. Carl Hansen dropping a sub or a membership in the chat. BRGR with 5. Dang, guys. Robert Bett, do you know what is happening with Hakanpää? Should we cut bait? Lesson learned. I think Hakanpää is resting the knee. I don't think he is going to play much in the Four Nations. I think the Leafs only need Hakanpää to play the last 20 games and play in the playoffs. That's my answer on Hakanpää. I don't think they care. Their defense looks great. Why do we need Hakanpää to play? Clearly, he's nursing something. Let him play. Khalil just gave $20 super chat without saying anything. Austin Bayless, where there's a Willie, there's a wall. I see what you did there. 1:07 left in the third. Give it to me, Hayden. What do we got? Okay. Oh, wow. This was, I just want to say for a quick second here, this was a crazily special game. I didn't expect a Wednesday night. Oh, Justin Fisher dropping 5 STPN memberships. Thank you, Justin. I did not expect tonight to be anything other than a great time. Yanni Havisto, YouTube hates me, the stream hates me, the world hates me. Yanni, nobody hates you. We love you and we're glad you're here. Because for whatever reason tonight, you guys decided to be super giving and drop all those memberships. The Leafs win on less than 20 shots on net. How do you score 5 goals on 19 shots? I don't know. And Dallas is a really good team. I don't know. Bubby says Willie is all bricked up. You're damn straight. Toronto Maple Leafs, everybody. Joseph Woll is getting the belt tonight. He's getting the belt. He's getting the belt. He's getting the MVP of the game. What a monster. That is the 20th Leafs win of the season. Wow. And the Leafs, guys, I don't know if you've checked lately, they're first in the division. The Leafs at least have 42 points, guys. The Leafs are, based on what I can see right now, in 6th in the NHL. That's not bad. They got some work to do. But guys, we got a first place team. Okay, who do we have as tonight's MVP? Nick Robertson, Joseph Woll, or me? Robertson with the goal, Woll with the wall, the brick wall, and Adam with the toilet. I'm giving it to myself. I'm voting moi. Although it was very cool to see Nick Robertson score. Canadian Girl 83, one more try for Yanni. Mike D, 5 STPN memberships dropped in. Thank you so much. We're going to do a little Q&A here too, because I want to start doing that towards the end of these games. But this has been as I was saying, this has been a crazy night. This has been a crazy night. I can't believe how many memberships have been dropped. I'm so appreciative of everybody that has dropped one, or in some cases 50 or more. You guys know who you are. And this is also a super fun game, and I unclogged the toilet here at STPN on behalf of Steve, who clogged it. James David Atkinson, work has been tough this week. Thanks for tonight, STPN. That's what we want to be. If you're having a bad day, if you're having a bad week, if you're having a bad month, you're having a bad year, we want to be a place where you can come in and hang out and just leave it for a few hours. Not every problem can be solved this day, this week, this month, sometimes this year. Sometimes it's like it's an elephant, and you got to take a piece at a time. We all have problems in our lives, trust me. But what I do want to say is I so appreciate the community that we're building here. You guys are sick. You're so much fun. I'm having the best time. So I just want to say thank you for that. Now, let's do a little Q&A. Puppy Girl just dropped an STPN membership. Thank you, Puppy Girl. Ty Smith says, question, now that they're in the playoff spot, is Adam done crapping on the Senators? You see what I did there? Or you see what he did there? Because of the Steve toilet thing. No. Listen, I'll be honest. The bottom of the Eastern Conference is weak. Like really weak. The force is not strong with them. However, the Senators deserve a ton of credit for how they played the last 2 weeks, especially. Spectacular play. And Linus Ullmark has been exactly as billed. This is what the Senators needed, and they got him, and he's playing great. I'm happy for Senators fans. And it's better when the Senators are good. I like when the Leafs and Senators play, and they're both good. We need that rivalry back, do we not? Yeah. I'm not going to crap on them unless they're bad. Greg McMullen dropping a victory chat here. $20. Thanks, buddy. SDPN, what is the total subs tonight? Also, you guys involved with the Easter Skills skate. I'm not sure which skate that is, Canadian Girl 83, but I can check into that. So, Hayden, can we get an updated membership? I want you to know that 414 memberships were dropped tonight. 414 new people. That's over half of what's watching right now. And I think we got up to over 800 people at certain points in this chat. half of the people watching tonight at certain points got a new membership. And I just want to say to those that donated them, thank you. That is absolutely awesome. I don't know why some of you set 300 as the goal, but you blew that away. 414. I'll be honest with you. I don't think Steve's ever got that unless it's the playoffs, in which case I think he has. 414. That is crazy. And that means a whole new community of people in on the VIPs, watching the videos, commenting on them, being a part of what's going on already, which is super fun. Guys, like, World of MASH, come on, 420. Listen, I just want you to know how much I appreciate you. Now, Francois M, because it's Q&A session. Do you think Kako is going to absolutely kill it with the Kraken with the extra motivation? I actually think we saw what Kako could be 2 years ago when he had 40 points in 80 games. And remember, he's been playing in a stacked lineup for a long time. The Seattle Kraken, the New York Rangers didn't need Kako to score as much. Kraken do. They just gave up a pretty good defenseman for him. And I think that this is a really great opportunity for him. Yes, I think he will. I think he's going to score at a 0.7 points per game pace. So for every 100 games, he'll get 70 points. That's what I think. It's a John Day just dropped 5 more subs. SKR just dropped 5 more subs. It's a John Day just dropped 1 more sub. Canadian Girl 83, the Leafs in January. True. How about those Leafs in January? Wylde John has joined the fight. As a Bruins fan, don't hate me. Is my team cooked? They're not cooked. I think the one contract that I worry about on the Boston Bruins is Elias Lindholm. I saw him play a lot of games for Vancouver in the playoffs last year, and I thought he was good, but not great. And then for him to go get that deal and get $8 million or close to it, I don't think that's what they needed. I think they needed a higher scoring guy. So that's what I would say. I think. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, Justin is sending some questions through. Kevin Akima, question: your opinion on the most underrated player on the Leafs this year? Most underrated player on the Leafs this year. It's so hard to be underrated and a Leaf because everybody's under a microscope. Player that surprised the most is Fraser Minton. I think he had a really good little run. I would think until tonight, Joseph Woll, because the entire spotlight has been on Anthony Stolarz, and Joseph Woll had like a 6-game winning streak going, and then he lost, and he's been absolutely spectacular. And everybody's like, well, Stolarz is clearly the starter, and Woll's putting up the same numbers that Stolarz is. And it's funny because when Stolarz went down, people were like you should ask my wife, Natalie. She was like, oh, what are we going to do? And I get it, because Stolarz has been like the surprise, but we all forgot about Woll, who's been great. And after he got over that injury a little bit earlier on this season, has been healthy. We love that. So I'm going to say Joseph Woll. Mini Serenity, Q&A, what year was the War of 1812? It was 1812 to 1815. And by the way, America and Britain, who were the two combatants in that war, Canada was a territory, declared peace 6 months before the war actually ended, because America sent a diplomat over and they negotiated the peace, and then they came back, and then they had to say, hey, we had peace 4 or 5 months ago, and they'd already fought the Battle of New Orleans in between there. Brooke Henderson. Is it the Brooke Henderson? Favorite NHL player names: Zarli Zalapski, Zygmunt Palffy. Let's see. Teddy Bluger. Thank you, Hayden. You know what? I really like Kirill Kaprizov. That's a name. It's a solid name. Doug Leafan, do you have a non-starter of trade bait in Toronto? I think Easton Cowan has got to be a non-starter. If they call about Easton Cowan, hang up the phone unless Connor McDavid's coming the other way. And they're not worth, I'm not saying that would be 1 for 1, but I'm saying Easton Cowan I think he's a future pretty major winger for this team. And I think it's going to be as soon as next year. I would also probably not trade Ben Danford. unless it's like Adam Fox coming the other way again. You know what I mean? And Adam Fox is apparently available. I think they finally have some guys in their system that are going to be coming up in the next 18 months that you can get really excited about. And, they have had that before, but it's been a while since we've had a big graduation of guys, and I'm excited about what they have coming up. Holmish, favorite healthy snack? Instead of Fat Guy Corner, looking for some healthier options. I'll tell you this. I'm working on that right now, trying to get back into shape a little bit. I would say a boiled egg is pretty legit. Several boiled eggs, because one is not enough for a adult male. Another one that's really good is you get some frozen blueberries or just frozen berries, and you microwave them, warm them up, and put some plain Greek yogurt on it. And I know people are like, oh, it's not yogurt without the sugar and the. I'm telling you, after you get used to the taste of plain Greek yogurt and blueberries, if you try yogurt with sugar in it, like sweetened or vanilla or whatever, you're going to go, that's really sweet. Like it's so I really like that. So I'm into that now. So if I have a snack at night, it's like a half a cup of like frozen blueberries and then some yogurt, and I mix it all around, and it's just like blueberry yogurt. It is, and the berries are still hot from the microwave. Delish. So good. Jacob Novak. Who should the Leafs try to grab from the Rangers while they're falling apart? That's a good question. I sure would love Chris Kreider. They need a centerman first. Could you get Chris Kreider and Vinny Trocheck? No, you couldn't. But I would like both of those guys. I would also like Adam Fox and a Lamborghini too. But I don't think that's likely. The MVP voting tonight, according to the chat, who is tonight's MVP? Your answers could be Nick Robertson, Adam Wylde for unclogging the toilet, or Joseph Woll. And the right guy won. That's Joseph Bricktop Woll. He was great. Fantastic night tonight for him. Another super chat that I missed. Robert Bett, it would be a dream for me because of my favorite player, but I would love Jamie Benn in Toronto. Man, Jamie Benn in the playoffs here, be good. I don't want to pay what they're paying Jamie Benn, but holy smokes, he is vicious. Vicious dude. And he's great in the playoffs. I love him. So Hayden, let's go with one final members update because the members number is bonkers. The final count is 430 new members. I don't know what to attribute this to. I don't know what happened tonight that you guys are feeling that way, but I just want you to know that's bonkers. That's a crazy number. And I so appreciate you. 430 is a crazy number. And all of those people, starting now, can go back and watch all of our VIPs. And also, if you don't want to subscribe on YouTube, you don't have to. You can go to Apple. You can go to Spotify, subscribe there. And in fact, if you do it on Apple, you actually save money because if you get a full year membership with Apple, you actually pay less money by the month. But 430 new members joining our VIP, that's crazy. And I just want you to know how much we appreciate you. Love you all. So I'm going to go. And we are one like away from 600 likes. Can we get a like? Can we get one like? One like, guys. Give me one like. I want to tell you that I'm still a little upset about the whole toilet clogging thing. I will tell you the story and let everybody in, Dangle Navy in, on what happened with Steve and the clogged toilet on Friday's show. And I'll tell you what happened downstairs. But I want you to know that toilet works. I put in some effort. It was not easy. I'm not even kidding. It was not easy. And that's all I can tell you. I can't give you any more than that. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. You guys are amazing. Gripper Nation, I love you. Even though you voted for me to unclog a toilet, I love you. Justin Fisher, amazing job tonight with the chat. Thank you. Robert Malloy, amazing job with the chat tonight and the editing. Thank you. Hayden Matheson, producer Hayden, stats god. Thank you so much for being a great producer tonight. I got a great team here doing these streams, and it is so awesome that you guys show up in so many numbers to come hang out. My next stream with you will be next Monday. It'll be in the middle of the afternoon. It's a 2 p.m. game. It'll be Jets, Leafs, It's a 2 p.m. game. And you're really lucky because this Friday and this Saturday, Steve Dangle is going to do the stream. So Steve Dangle, 2 nights in a row, Friday and Saturday this week. And then Monday, it's going to be me. We got a new CJ show tomorrow. We got a new Agent Provocateur with Alan Walsh tomorrow. We got a new Nailing the Apex tomorrow. And then Friday, a brand new SDP. And just so you're all aware, SDP will continue through the holidays. There'll be some holiday special episodes in our same schedule, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. VIPs will continue as usual as well. So you will get your customary, if you're a member, 4 shows a week throughout the holidays. Because, listen, it's great to see your family again, but sometimes they're a little much and you need to tune them out. And we're here for you. And we love you. And I will see you later. See you on Friday, and I'll see you on Monday as well. Hayden, let's wrap it up.